Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Newton Sluggin Rebels baseball here at Klein Scott Field in Newton as the Rebels back home to finally get the three-game series started with the Hutchinson Monarchs as the games were weathered out last night and Wednesday. Wednesday was supposed to be the finale of the Hayesville series, so we'll get you updates when we know those are going to be rescheduled. Of course, both were road games, but we'll still bring that to your attention when they get rescheduled as the Sluggin Rebels 5-7 overall, 3-7 in league play, coming in off of a loss to Hayesville 5-2. And they're right in the middle of the standings with the Hutch Monarchs, who are 4-8. All games have been conference games for Hutch, so that 4-8 is over on the next line as their league record as well. And they had a tight loss to the Cannons in Augusta in their last matchup, 8-7. So both teams looking to rally for victories tonight. And Newton probably going to go with who you would consider their ace right now, and Zach Gillig. And Tucker Timmerman, no stats on him for Hutch. This may be his first game pitched. He's a Nebraska signee, so we could be seeing a couple of really, really good pitchers going at it when we get things started here at the top of the hour. As Jared Oberlechner joins me, and Jared, last time we saw the Rebels here at home, they picked up a victory, had a sluggish start, came on in the middle innings where they racked up the total of their runs. So what we're hoping to see tonight is them to jump out on top for a change, and a good chance with Zach Gillig on the mound.
Yep, like you said, we've been struggling the first, second, and third innings. Those have been killing us this entire season. But when we have someone like Zach Gillig on the bump today, hopefully we kind of slow that down and we can start getting the bats rolling like we did the other night in the fifth and sixth inning, where we totaled for 11 runs, not 11, but 5.
Yeah,
they massive.
Yeah, what were those? Those were the sixth and seventh inning, sixth and the seventh, 5, or actually that was the sixth and seventh inning, 6 in the sixth and 5 in the seventh. So they exploded for that. As we're going to take a break for the national anthem, we'll be back with your starting lineups and first pitch here with Sluggin Rebels baseball.
So for the Sluggin Rebels, it's Shane Lopez-Myers, Louis Avila Martin, Gable Cazares, and Bryant, with Gillig pitching. And at this time, ladies and gentlemen, would everyone please rise, remove your hats, and direct your attention to the American flag flying deep in center field tonight as we honor America with the singing of our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er those ramparts we watched, were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets rise aloud, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, sing the star-spangled banner yet wave, for the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Ladies and gentlemen, the national anthem presented by Amy Ives, the director of choral music at Newton High School, and her daughter Eva. It's a wonderful evening for Sluggin Rebel baseball on this Friday evening here at Klein Scott Field here in Newton. Here are your game time stats.
Welcome back to Sluggin Rebel baseball here on YouTube in Newton. It's a muggy but a cool breeze blowing. It should be very pleasant evening for baseball. Temperature was in the upper 80s, lower 90s today as the Rebels take the field. Zach Gillig, 15 innings pitched so far. He's also the pitching coach here for the Rebels, has given up just 3 earned runs. And what you really like about Zach, 17 strikeouts. He's only walked 4 batters so far this summer. That's been an issue for the starting pitching this year, is having trouble spotting the ball early on. As we look at the Monarch batting lineup, the center fielder Caleb Cotton will lead off. Batting second and playing second base is Blake Bradford. The right fielder Will Edmondson bats third and batting cleanup. Your left fielder Max Butenbach. DHing and batting fifth is Jaden Gustafson. Cooper Harris will get the start behind the plate and bat sixth. Batting seventh is the first baseman at Jarrett Flaggart. Hogan Sheely, the shortstop, bats eighth. And rounding out the batting lineup for the Monarchs is the third baseman, Drew Bugner. And when we get to the home half of the first, we'll look. We did find a little bit of numbers on Tucker Timmerman, as we'll get to that when the Monarchs take the field. But Caleb Cotton, a lefty, will get us started here right at the top of the hour. So far hitting 235. Cotton with pretty good speed has got 3 doubles. He takes a breaking pitch in there for strike one to start the ball game. Cotton also with a triple. He's driven in 5 runs and fouls one back, and now to play for strike 2. And much like Gillig has done in his starts this season, jumps out in front of Cotton 0-2. And this whizzes the fastball by him, so a 3-pitch strikeout. What a start there for Zach Gillig.
Yeah, that's a very strong start for Gillig right there. Just immediately attacking the batter, getting 3 straight strikes right there.
And I love the fastball on the outer part, or just off the outer part of the plate. And now it'll be Blake Bradford, back-to-back lefties. And fastball fouled back, strike one. Bradford, a nice 343 average so far this summer. He's got a double. He's also driven in 5. Is 12 for 35 at the dish. And a swing and a miss, and he's down in the count.
That last game against the Cannons, Bradford had 2 hits on 5 appearances and drove in 2 RBIs and only 1 strikeout.
That fastball will tail outside. And it's 1-2. Again, following Bradford will be Will Edmondson. And we see a lot of pitchers. As Gillig just using the stretch, went to the hard breaking pitch, missed it upstairs, 2 balls and 2 strikes. And we'll get your Rebel defense set for you here in a minute. Infield, middle of the infield, especially back near the grass. And a 2-2. Did he get a piece of that? Yes, he did. Bradford able to stay alive at 2-2 as we look around the outfield. Gable in left, Avila in center, and Martin in right. And you got Tate Lewis. That was our player of the game on Tuesday evening. He is behind the plate. And Gillig again with another 2-2 pitch and another just little chopper foul right off of the plate. Around the infield, Myers at third, Lopez at short, Pache at second, and Bryant is at first. The right side of that infield and right field sporting the shades. This is that tough time of day with that sun heading towards the western horizon. Looking right at it. Now 2-2, grounder is going to get into right field. Slowly hit but found the hole, and Blake Bradford with the 1-out single gets the hit started for the Monarchs.
Great hit right there from Bradford. Just finding the right little sweet spot where the first baseman can't really get there, because if he does, no one's there really to cover him. So great hit right there from Bradford.
Yeah, fouled off a couple of pitches. It was a good at-bat to bring up Will Edmondson, the right fielder. Edmondson hitting .359, 4 doubles. He's homered once and driven in 5. And a fastball, strike one. If you're wondering about the wind, it's out of the southeast, which will be kind of blowing out towards left if you get one up, hook it a little bit. He could get it out of that 330 mark. There's another grounder, opposite field single. Turn at second. Bradford will stop there. So back-to-back singles for the Monarchs.
And that's back-to-back gappers right in between fielders right there.
And the righty going Oppo, just going with the pitch. So Gilligan a little bit of trouble. Now it'll be Butenbach batting cleanup and playing left field. He's a .310 hitter, a homer. He's driven in 7. Gillig fastball at the knees, strike 1.
I like the approach Gillig is going with. Hasn't really worked out so far as he's given up 2 hits, but still always a chance to turn double play here.
1 strike pitch, grounded and just foul of first base. That was skirting the line, but stayed foul. It'll be a 2-strike count. Again, the Rebels 5-7, the Monarchs 4-8. That is overall records. Monarchs have not played a non-league game. So a couple of those wins for Newton were non-league contests. Gillig 2-strike pitch.
Oh, that's a great pitch right there.
Oh, a check swing.
Just
and
about missed it. Yeah.
Oh, it must have been called high, is my guess. And now it's 1-2. The DH, Jaden Gustafson, will bat next. And you could see he was, wow, 2 tight pitches called balls there. One at the upper part of the zone, one at the bottom part. As you could see, Butenbach was getting ready to ask for time. He was just about to take his hand off the bat when the pitch came. I don't know if he really would have had much of a swing or not.
No, it was great framing right there from Lewis, but yeah, it just didn't get the call.
A big 2-2 pitch stays outside. So 2 borderline ball calls after an 0-2 and a 1-2 count. Now the count has gone full. First and second, 1 down, top of the first. Rebels in a bit of a jam. Gillig a couple of checks a second. Payoff pitch, outside ball 4, and they are loaded.
Yeah, that one just got away from Gillig right there.
A rare walk. He'd walked just 4 coming in, and now he's in a real jam. And Gustafson, the DH, will step in hitting .303. 4 doubles. He's driven in 7. A steady diet of lefties here at the plate. As that time the outside corner with a strike and a fastball from Gillig.
Last game, he had 3 hits, 2 runs, and 1 walk with 2 strikeouts.
He's been the most consistent pitcher as he misses down and away for ball 1. Again, also serving, as we mentioned, as the pitching coach here for the Sluggin Rebels. So doing a little double duty this summer. 1-1, sliced. That could be trouble down the left field line. A long run. It's going to fall in and hop off the top of the fence. 2 runs will score. And in with the 2-run double is Jaden Gustafson to make it 2-0 Monarchs. Great piece of hitting. Pitch located over the outer part of the plate and sliced it away from Gable. And it kind of rode that wind out there.
Yeah, that's 3 hits so far for the Monarchs, and those are 3 solid hits. 2 of them in between gaps, and that last one just beating the shift, honestly. Getting right over the left fielder Gable's head.
And that'll bring up the catcher Cooper Harris, now second and third, 1 down. And fastball, strike 1. Harris hitting .294, 3 doubles. He's homered a couple of times and also has driven in 6. And pounding the inside corner that time for strike 2 is Gillig. Boy, he really needs a strikeout or a little pop-up or something here and have a chance to minimize this to a 2-run inning.
He's had these 2-strike counts, back to back to back.
Pulled the trigger there and missed with the breaking pitch. Couldn't get Harris to offer at it. It's 1-2.
Seems like Gillig's really challenging them for those first 2 pitches and then kind of staying away once he gets to 0-2 count. So you like to see a challenge pitch right here and hopefully not a hit.
And he goes with the fastball and misses low. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Your infield, Myers at third, Lopez is at short, Hache is at second, with Easton Bryant at first. That sets your infield. Curveball fouled right off the end of the bat.
No double play situation here, so.
Well, this is a
anything in the outfield's gonna score a base or anything on that right side.
Yeah, the infield back deep, so if he could get one on the ground, it probably would score a run. 2-2 breaking pitch, nicely blocked by Lewis. And now Harris has a full count, and you watch this will be pitch number 30 already here in the first inning for Zach Gillig. The bullpen pitching very well on Tuesday evening, but you hate to have to dig into it very early on.
Yep, especially with Zach Gillig out here, one of our considered aces of the team.
So now he's got a payoff pitch. Oh, and went back to the curveball and got him swinging. Big second strikeout there for Gillig.
That's the pitch that he was trying to locate and finally worked out for him this time. And that's a great strikeout right there, sponsored by Mark Fox, your local JP Wingate realtor.
So now a big batter in Jarrett Flaggart, the first baseman. Flaggart hitting .273. Couple of doubles. He's homered once. This is squirted down the right field line, and it is fair. Both runs will score as Flaggart loops it down the right field line and makes it 4-0.
These are just really tough hits that Gillig's given up right here. And it's not. Obviously it's 4-0. It's not looking great. He's already at 31 pitches. So now you gotta think as a coach. Do you warm up your bullpen right now? And
I don't think you.
I don't know. You're at 31 pitches, but it's considerably your best pitcher out there.
And then a good hard curveball, strike one to the shortstop, Hogan Shelby. Shelby, a 188 hitter. Right now he is 6'4", 32. A good cut at a fastball, and he missed it. It's 0-2.
That was a great read right there from Gillig.
So 2 down, runner at first. Again, the 4 runs have scored on 4 hits and 1 walk here in the inning. Fastball grounded to third. Nice high hop for Myers. Across the diamond. And that will be out number 3. But here in the first, as we mentioned, 4 runs on 4 hits, 1 left for the Hutch Monarchs, as this is our CRM Lawn Care first inning. CRM Lawn Care, you can find them here in Newton. They mow, weed eat, and edge your lawn to perfection. Call CRM Lawn Care today, 316-282-2666. So we'll go ahead and just keep it here as the Monarchs take out to the field. You told me you found a little bit of information on Tucker Timmerman. Let's look at a few of his numbers.
Yeah, so what I found is that he had 1 game. It was against the Aviators when they lost. But that game, Tucker was hit with the loss of that game. He has a 7.5 or 7.3 ERA and 3.2 innings pitched. He's given up 4 hits, 3 runs, 4 walks, and he's got 6 strikeouts in that game. So, well, looking to keep on that kind of strikeout count high.
Yeah, point streak typically lags a few days behind, so it can lag a couple of games for teams sometimes. So that's why we don't have Timmerman's numbers, but obviously if he's a University of Nebraska commit, he's got good stuff. And that's pretty typical for Hutch. I was told by a lot of friends in Hutchinson that we're going to have kids coming in the middle of summer that were playing some D1 ball that just weren't able to get here. So the Monarchs don't count out the 4-8 Hutch Monarchs. I think they're going to be adding players throughout the summer.
Yeah, it's a little weird to see Monarchs, low, bottom 4 teams in the standings, as
Yeah,
they bring in great talent, like you said. And I also looked up his Timmerman's perfect game stats from last year. He did the combine there. Said his fastball maxed out at 88 miles per hour. So that was a year ago. So might have improved. Might have hit the 90s this year.
Chances it has. So we'll look at the lineup on the fly for the Rebels. Sue Hache, the second baseman, is going to lead off. He'll be followed by the shortstop, Jordy Lopez, and batting third is the third baseman, Cole Myers. Hache, impressive 462 average. He has a double and a triple. First pitch swinging is going to pop it up into right field. Edmondson battling the sun will make the catch for out number 1. And now it'll be the shortstop, Jordy Lopez, hitting 225. Also a double and a triple. He's driven in 6. Your cleanup hitter tonight is going to be the catcher, Tate Lewis. First pitch, fastball up and away, ball 1.
What I've seen out of Jordy that I like is he watches pitches. He chooses the pitches he wants to swing at. That one almost hit him.
Got out of the way for a 2-0 count. Antonio Avila in center field will bat 5th, and batting 6th is your right fielder, Levi Martin. Lopez will take a strike. It's 2-1. Titan Gables out in left field. He'll bat 7th. Batting 8th is the DH, Benzi Cazares. Well, same pitch right over the outer part of the plate. Another fastball from Timmerman. It's 2-2. And your first baseman, Easton Bryant, rounds out the batting lineup. Boy, and jammed him. Swing and a miss. And they're quickly 2 down here for the Rebels in the home half of the first. And we'll bring up Cole Myers. He's at third base this evening. Myers, 136 hitter so far, 3 for 22, a homer. He's driven in 3. And he'll take a strike kind of on a check swing there. It's 0-1. And it looked like maybe a hard slider. Dove down and away. 1 ball, 1 strike. Again, the Monarchs getting 4 runs on 4 hits to start the ball game.
Nice pitch right there.
Yeah, location.
Outside. Yep.
Outstanding so far here through now the third batter for Timmerman.
You can watch, especially with these D1 baseball pitchers, they're trying to hurry up and get set and ready because they have to do the pitch clock down there. So you'll see a lot of quick.
I'm all for it.
Quick baseball going.
I love fast pitchers. Let's put it that way. Now the 2-2. Breaking pitch. This one will just get out of play. Also, games we'll keep track of tonight in league play. Derby visiting Hayesville, and the Batcats tonight. They are hosting the Kansas Cannons. Batcats right at the top of the conference. Now we got a base runner. That one drills. Cole Myers won it. Fastball it. Got well inside.
The catcher, number 20.
Hey, anything to get someone on base, take away from this 4-0 deficit.
Hey, what was the concept behind Moneyball that everybody adopted? You get on base, and it doesn't matter how. So now Tate Lewis, he was our player of the game, our Bethel College player of the game on Tuesday night. We'll get a crack at it, and he almost got hit on an up and in breaking pitch.
Yep, I love my catchers. I love what I've seen from Lewis. He's only played in about two broadcasts So it's only been about 2 games I've seen him play, and he's been playing great.
He's 2 for 10 so far, just hadn't had a lot of at-bats. And he's up in the count 2-0. Myers hanging close to the bag at first. And down and away, 3 balls and no strikes. And probably going to set on one here as Lewis will look at the defense. Butin back in left, Cotton in center, Edmondson in right. Bugner's at third, Shelby at short, Bradford at second, Flaggard at first, and Harris behind the plate for the Hutch Monarchs. And splitting the plate, the fastball to make it 3-1 is Tucker Timmerman. If Lewis reaches safely, it would then be Antonio Avila. That misses low for ball 4, so after the first 2 batters retired, Myers is hit, Lewis walks, and then will get Antonio Avila, the center fielder, to the plate.
Yep, Avila hitting .364 this season. He's got 4 hits and 11 at-bats.
That's a double, couple of runs batted in.
Got 2 hit by pitches, so.
First pitch had a good cut, fouled it straight back. Avila starting out in center field. You see the guys move around positions, not uncommon at all. 1 strike pitch down and away, and runner going to try to go to third, and they got him.
Yep, and that was a big mistake right there from Myers. He was looking at the catcher the entire time and not looking at the base path. He was kind of indecisive. And so, I mean, if you look at whoever's throwing at you, you're most likely going to be out. You kind of slowed down right there because it was very 50-50, but at that point when he left, he was already halfway there.
Yeah, you never want to make the third out at third base, and that's what the Rebels do. No runs, no hits, and 1 left. Again, our first inning is sponsored all season long by CRM Lawn Care here in Newton. They mow, weed eat, and edge your lawn to perfection. Call CRM Lawn Care today, 316-282-2666. We'll take a quick break, and we'll be back with more Sluggin Rebels baseball. The second inning, 4-0 Monarchs. Drew Bugner, the third baseman, will lead off. It's the 9-1 and 2 hitters. And Zach Gillig will begin his second inning of work, and good breaking pitch. Bugner swings right over top of it for strike 1. Bugner right now 3 for 34 on the summer. He has driven in 3, and he hits a sharp liner to right, and coming in momentarily, Martin able to retreat to make the catch. Will be out number 1 for a minute. The way he acted, I thought it might be over his head, but then when he slowed down at the last, I was a little more confident in the out. So back to the top. Caleb Cotton started off and is one of 2 strikeouts for Zach Gillig. As he misses outside, does Gillig, ball one. He's going to be a senior at Eastern Michigan University. Is Gillig, him and his brother. This one sliced and well hit the left. Gable back, and this is going to one hop at the wall. And Cotton flying around second, thinking about third, takes a big turn and will go back to second. With a 1-out double. That is the second double already for the Monarchs.
5th hit as well for the Monarchs, so
they are seeing the ball well. And now Bradford, a single and a run scored in the first, will step in. That's Blake Bradford. He pops him up in foul territory, and Myers makes an easy play. That's a good out number 2.
Yeah, but from now on, we just need goose eggs, because, like we said, we don't want to play catch-up baseball after the top of the first half.
And here at home, that's what the Rebels have been doing, getting that early hole and having to, claw and fight to get back in the game. As now Will Edmondson, a single and a run scored in the first, will step in with a lot of activity out around second. The fastball, a little chopper down the third baseline, foul. Same matchup here tomorrow night at 7 before a scheduled day off on Sunday for the Rebels. All right, we're given a little bit of an update we'll have to bring to you, and we'll have to figure out the opponent as well. And breaking pitch pounds the inside corner for strike 2.
Great off speed right there from Gillig.
That was a nice pitch.
Yeah, that's what Gillig gives you, but it seems like Hutch is really trying to figure him out, and they are.
Gillig looking for a scoreless second, and it's fouled straight back on a 1-2. In our second inning, this is our Armor Coatings of Wichita second inning. As the Monarchs lead at 4-0. Runner at second, 2 away. That curveball, that's going to be trouble in the middle of the field, charging in. Lopez, no chance. And nice job by Bryant at first just to knock it down, keep the runner at third, so an infield single. The minute that was slowly hit and got by Gillig and everybody was back deep, there was no chance.
Once it skips right on that grass, it just stops at a halt. And, yeah, just a bunch of tough breaks right now for Gillig. All these hits have been gappers and shift beaters and just, not a hard hit ball so far.
So that's going to
takes off.
Yeah, a little
easy
catcher's indifference there.
Yeah, that'll be an easy steal right there.
As a batter, Max Butenbach, he walked and scored in the first. Takes one outside and down for ball 1. And the 1-0, that did catch the strike zone. 1 ball and 1 strike. So we'll get you our updated schedule. That breaking pitch well up and away from Butenbach. 2 balls and 1 strike. Lights have kicked on, right? Yeah. A few parts of the area are talking about some rain this evening. There's a little bit of a late swing, and Butenbach fouls it back. It's 2-2. There are some clouds kind of to our north and west.
Still a beautiful day out.
Yeah, not bad.
Still looks nice.
Humidity's up there, but of course we still need the rain. That's the thing. Plays havoc with the summer schedule so far. So Gillig trying to battle his way out of the inning. Brings in a 2-2 breaking pitch, grounded up the middle. Scooped up by Lopez. Long throw just gets Butenbach hustling down the line to retire the side. So the Monarchs end up no runs on 2 hits, but 2 runners are stranded as we go to the home half of the first, and again, or of the second, excuse me, in the second inning being brought to you by Armor Coatings of Wichita Incorporated, local leaders in industrial and commercial spray foam insulation, spray foam roofing, and air barrier projects. Armor makes buildings better. Visit armorcoatingswichita.com or call 316-755-9100. As I was handed this, I'm actually going to be in Oklahoma City tomorrow, MABA League Championship, the Professional Basketball League featuring the Wichita Wizards and the Oklahoma City Serpents. So Jared's going to do a little double header for you tomorrow, we're told, with the Monarchs, 2 7-inning games to get that one made up from earlier in the week. And then Sunday, the reschedule, and I believe this is here, with the Great Bend Batcats, and then Derby on Monday, the regularly scheduled game with the Twins, starting a series there. So it looks like
Gonna be pretty
Rebels going to be busy.
Yeah.
We're going to be busy.
Yep, and tomorrow that means Carr's going to be back commentating with me for that doubleheader, so get double carb action.
All right. Can't get enough of carb, can we?
No, we cannot.
All right. So that's your updated, and we'll remind you of that schedule and when we get to the postgame, as it will be Avila. Again, he was in the box when the caught stealing occurred to end the inning. He has a swing and a miss for strike 1. And then a hard slider down and away. 1 ball, 1 strike. So it's Avila, Levi Martin, Titan Gable coming up for the Sluggin Rebels in a 4-0 deficit. That one misses low. 2-1 the count. Timmerman the wind, 2-1, game's up and in. 3 balls and 1 strike. Of course, in Nebraska right now, College World Series, they're down to 2 teams there. I haven't been following it real closely. There's a line shot into center field. Boy, you'd love to have had that opportunity in the first with runners on, but that'll be the first Sluggin Rebels base hit. And a good start to the home half of the second, bringing up right fielder Levi Martin.
Haven't seen much of him, but he does have 14 at-bats for the Sluggin Rebels.
5 of 12 in those at-bats, and he's made good use. And he'll single on the first pitch to right field. Avila will stop at second. As the ball getting fired back in there by the right fielder Edmondson. So back-to-back singles for the Rebels, and it'll bring up Titan Gable. Now a left-handed batter in there in Gable. Hitting .353. He's got a double, a triple, a homer. He's driven in 9.
Team leader right
and runners there. Moving, and nobody covering. Then a bad throw down the line. And it's going to be a 4-1 ball game. So you had a double steal, and Bugner was nowhere near the bag when the throw went down, and it was a bad throw to it. A couple of hops down the line.
Yeah, skipped right on the third baseline, and
Coach Toya very aggressive there. A double steal, and it pays off. You get an error in the equation there as well.
Yeah, I'm liking this strategy. Get your runs back, and now we have 0 outs with runner in scoring position, and it's looking great so far.
As Gable fouls it back, 1 ball, 1 strike. That definitely, obviously, caught us off guard, but it certainly caught the Monarchs off guard. So good coaching decision And a slow roller to third, charging in. Buckner will throw to first to get the out, and good base running. Martin able to take third.
Yeah, and that's not going to be a bad at all. He did his job. He got the base runner over. So now we got one out with Easton Bryant, I believe, or Benji. Benji Kazar is playing DH today for us. So Benji has a chance to either get a pop out, either way, try and get an RBI. Any hit, probably
get this one in the field to play. And good discipline and hard breaking pitch. He lays off of it for ball one. Cazares does have a run batted in, 3 for 23. And then again went after the slider. 1 ball, 1 strike.
That was a great pitch right there from Timmerman.
And ended up somewhere down around the ankles. That was the one you were looking for. Got a fastball and takes it for strike 2.
See if Benji can stay patient right here. I believe he's going to throw a ball right here. Yeah, around the dirt.
Went back with the breaking pitch. And good job there by Harris. Able to walk it down in a 2-2 count. And this is where definitely it just get it in play and see if you can get that run home. And these are those small little situational plays that you have to execute. And went back with the slider and got him swinging. Second strikeout for Tucker Timmerman.
Those 2-2 counts get really sticky, especially with the runner, where you're just trying to hit the ball in play. And yeah, a great decision right there from Timmerman to throw an outside slider, making him not get the ball in play and also just swing and miss.
Yeah, it's up to Easton Bryant. He's 2 for 17 on the season. He'll take down for ball 1. Bryant had a little batting cage session with Coach Carva. Was told he felt like he learned some things and that he can implement here as he'll take a breaking pitch for strike 1.
That hit on that right outside corner.
And that one well outside. It's 2-1. And Timmerman giving up the 1 run so far on a couple of hits, both of them in this inning. And the Nebraska commit, for the most part, been pretty sharp here through a couple of innings. And back with the breaking pitch and miss low. Suhache would back next if Bryant can extend the inning.
Interested to see what he does here on a 3-1 count.
He was going to challenge with a fastball and missed outside for ball 4. That is actually the second walk issued by Timmerman. And it will give Suhache a chance. He swung at the first pitch he saw and flew out to right field.
It might have been the best decision right there for Timmerman to get a walk and not try and get a ball in play. As I think they're going to count that as a ball. Yep.
Yeah, he
No
checked
check
his
swing.
swing and no appeal, so apparently a clean ball. Now, Timmerman, interesting the way the shadows are. He's pitching out of the shade. Right now, home plate still in the sun. And outside for ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. So this is where H.A. wants to be patient. And on 2-0, if you get a fat one over the middle, yeah, swing away. But if it's not your pitch, and he got a fat one. It's lined to center, but it won't get down. Caught in a running catch. Will make out number 3. The Rebels do get on the board. They get a run on a couple of hits. There was 1 error and 2 left. So it's 4-1 Monarchs after 2. And this was our Armor Coating of Wichita Incorporated second inning. They're local leaders in industrial and commercial spray foam insulation Spray foam roofing and air barrier projects. Armor makes building better. Visit armorcoatingswichita.com or call 316-755-9100 today. So we'll take just a quick break and be back for the third inning. 4-1 Monarchs here on Sluggin Rebels Baseball. Top of the third inning, Jaden Gustafson will lead off for the Monarchs. He had a 2-run double and a run scored in the first inning. Looked like he might show bunt and the slow curve in there, strike one.
Seemed like he was very indecisive what he was going to do. Seemed like he probably pitched a little bit too fast for him to kind of fake him out or something.
Fastball, and he pulled this, and it will go a mile foul. That Montrose foul ball sponsored by Central National Bank of Newton. Money for life. Member FDIC.
That was a quick turn on that inside ball right there.
And a breaking pitch in the dirt. Count is 1-2. Yeah, he was certainly looking for that and just got out in front of it.
Hopefully Gillick can kind of stay out of the inside zone because you see what he's kind of sitting on.
It's an outside target. And went breaking pitch and a swing and a miss. I'll throw down to record the strikeout, which is number 3 for Zach Gillig. And out number 1 here in the top half of the third. Bringing to the plate the catcher, Cooper Harris. Harris, a strikeout in the first inning. Became the second out of that inning. And all 4 hits in that inning. So far, 6 hits total. Check swing. Fastball is in there for strike 1.
Yep, was not the best start for Gillick, but if he could keep these zeros going, he'll stay in for a little bit longer. But he's already up to, this is going to be his 49th pitch.
Yeah, about to the half-century mark. Well placed, just didn't get the nod.
Check swing or none, that was still a great pitch, so it's going to be 1-1.
Oh, and then went to the slow curve and got him out in front of it. 1-2 the count. Following Harris will be Jarrett Flaggart. Monarchs in their powder blue tops, gray pants, and they've got the dark navy and numerals and Monarchs across the jersey. As the breaking pitch on 1-2 stays inside. And the Sluggin Rebels, their traditional black jerseys, white pants, red caps, and white numerals. Now the 2-2 pitch. Getting another well-placed fastball and just not getting the nod out there. It's 3-2.
Pretty tight outside strike zone so far.
I know Tate Lewis, I think he looked back there. I think he was wanting to know outside or low.
Yeah.
Would have been the question mark there. Now the payoff pitch went curveball, and again out in front of it, pulled foul by Cooper Harris. So you can see Gillig. He still has confidence in his breaking pitch on the full count and not having to go fastball there, which is a good deal. A lot of batters will just sit on fastball when the count's full.
Yeah, but that's 2 at-bats so far that they've been really early on that off-speed, so that's a...
He threw it again, and it was
high.
upstairs for ball 4.
Yeah, it seems like the off-speed was just a little bit too high right there, but that was still a great challenge pitch, full count. But that'll end up in a walk, but like we were saying, that was 2 straight at-bats where they're really early on that off-speed, so, you know, it's pretty obvious that Monarchs are looking for the fastball.
Now Jarrett Flaggart will take outside for ball one. He had a 2-run single in the first inning. And that walk was the second for Gillig versus 3 strikeouts. And came in good fastball, inner part of the plate. 1 ball, 1 strike. On your scoreboard, the Twins on top of the Aviators, 1-0, bottom 3. And the Batcats 4-0 on the Cannons, bottom of the second. And again, the breaking pitch. That's where he missed for ball 4. Misses upstairs there to make the count 2-1.
Yep, Gillig can get that off speed and kind of get it in the zone. I think that'll really freeze up the Monarchs right here.
2-1, went back to it and again fouled right off the end of the bat down the first baseline. Following Flagger will be Hogan Shelby. Runner at first, 1 down, top half of the third. Right now 4-1 Hutch. And a wild pitch, going to get to the backstop and down the second goes Harris.
Another full count for Gillig, and
it's back-to-back here in the inning.
just not what you want to see out of Gillig right now. A bunch of full counts and a bunch of 0-2 counts that turn into full counts or, you know, base hits.
And a couple of full counts in that first inning. Well, checks of the runner. Went with the fastball. It'll get out of play. Just out of play. Wynn was trying to push it back in over that first base dugout. And Gillig got 60 pitches. We're just 2 1/3 into his start.
2 straight full counts in a row.
And the breaking pitch popped up on the right side of the infield. Chase underneath it for out number 2. So Gillig wins that full count battle with Flaggart. And that'll bring up Hogan Shelby. He grounded out to third to end that first inning. It's Cole Myers down at third this evening for the Sluggin Rebels. Gillig went fastball, kept it located well, swing and a miss. Probably just out of the strike zone and maybe just off the outer part of the plate.
We'll check back.
Breaking pitch hit high in the air to left. It'll carry, but not enough. Myers back, makes the catch. It will be out number 3.
So that's another great half inning right there from Gillig. Despite the 4-0 start, he's had 2 goose eggs putting up back-to-back. So this is time for the Rebels to get back on the. I mean, if we can do what we did in the last half inning, get a run.
Just got to put some pressure on Timmerman a little bit. Yeah, Gillig has stranded 4 runners here in the first 3 innings. Giving up the 4 runs on 6 hits, 3 strikeouts, 2 walks. And he's setting, board has him at 61 pitches. Again, want to give you the makeup schedule that we were handed. And Jared will have a double header for you tomorrow against the Monarchs. There's going to be a couple of 7-inning games. I did not get a start time handed to me on that. I do not know. Do we know a start time for the doubleheader? 6 o'clock. Okay, so the doubleheader tomorrow starts at 6. Sunday here in Newton, it'll be the makeup with the Batcats. That's a normal 7 o'clock 9-inning game. And then we're back on the regular schedule with the Twins starting that series on Monday. So forget what I said about the scheduled day off on Sunday for the Sluggin Rebels. They're going to play right on through this week. So Timmerman working on his warm-up tosses coming up for the Rebels. The 2, 3, and 4 hitters. Jordy Lopez, Cole Myers, Tate Lewis. Again, the win I was saying 10 to 20 today out of the southeast, which kind of blows from the 330 marks from right over to left. Straightaway center, 390 with your alleys, 375. We've seen a couple of those doubles really carry in the wind, so you know there's a chance to see a couple of long balls. So hopefully we'll see if Jordy Lopez leading off bottom of the third can get things started. Lopez had a strikeout in his first at bat and most likely a fly out here as he hits it to deep center field, caught there by Cotton.
That's just not something you want to see right there when we're trying to match the pitch count with Gillig's pitch count as well. And those first swings usually aren't always the best swings.
And that's the first and third innings now. Leadoff man has flown out on the first pitch of the at-bat, bringing up Cole Myers, who got hit by a pitch as he takes a breaking pitch, strike one. And the wind and the one strike pitch, when fouled back and out of play for strike two. Again, Myers out of Center Point, Texas, out of Tarleton, what you would have been referred to at one time as Tarleton State. Same college. And it was a good breaking pitch, stayed just off the outer part of the plate. And it's 1-2. More and more shadows encroaching on the field. Line drive into right field. And a nice one-out single for Cole Myers.
Yeah, and that was a base hit sponsored by Arma Coatings of Wichita Incorporated. We have you covered.
And there also are, as we mentioned, our second inning sponsor, and still in need of 5 inning sponsors for this season. $100 gets you an inning for the season. And we'll get you information on that here in a moment. As Tate Lewis checks his swing. Yeah, I wondered there if Harris, Harris kind of dodged his hand out towards the field umpire, and he said no swing. And Lewis takes ball one. He walked in his first at-bat. And here's a blooper down the right field line in the sun. It falls in as a hit. Yeah, I think Edmondson lost it. And now the relay throw across the diamond. They're going to get Cole Myers trying to get the third. Great throw in from Edmondson.
That's the second time Cole Myers has been thrown out at third. And once again, he kind of looked back. And that's just something you cannot do as a base runner. You just got to go straight at that play. You got to make this quick decision. If you make one little slip up, you're going to get thrown out.
Well, and the one you need to be looking, the only place you need to look is your third base coach.
Yeah.
In that situation. And it's a breaking pitch high to Avila, ball one. He got the first hit for the Sluggin Rebels, a single and a run scored leading off the second. And a 1-0. Big swing and a miss. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Great swing right there from Avila, but just missed it on the outside part of the plate.
So 2 outs with Lewis at first. And now ball gets through the legs on a breaking pitch outside of Harris. And down to second. That'd be a questionable wild pitch pass ball. I don't know how. I don't keep track of all those, how you would officially score that.
I think that would be scored as a pass ball. It kind of, I think it hit the catcher's glove, but kind of bounced and got under him, so.
Hila will take high and outside. 3-1 the count. Levi Martin is in the on-deck circle.
If Avila could get on base, Martin would be a great energy bringer, as he started off his first at-bat here with a nice hit, base hit towards right field.
And now that one off the catcher's gear and down to third on ball 4 goes Tate Lewis. And that is walk number 3 for Tucker Timmerman. And you're going to give Martin a chance.
It's a potential run right there if Myers was able to get to third safely. So that's going to cost the Rebels right there.
And now Levi Martin, he singled, got stranded at third base in the second inning. And Hutch got 4 in the first. Newton got 1 in the second. And that's where we stand here in the bottom of the third. Runner moving. And a late throw down and safe is Antonio Avila.
Great idea right there from Avila, putting some more pressure on Timmerman, as now both runners are now in scoring position.
Well, and now you just would love to see Martin's second single of the game could get you back within 1.
Yeah, we got that center and right field side is wide open, right in the middle of it. I'd like to see something right over there.
Now Martin in a bad hitter's count. He fouled off a breaking pitch. It's 0-2 as he took a strike with Avila moving on that first pitch. And now he's going to have to swing defensively here a little bit. 2-strike pitch.
Oh.
And he chased the hard slider for strike 3. And the Rebels again threaten, but strand 2. No runs, a pair of hits, and a pair of runners left. So we hit the end of the third inning with the score Hutch 4 and Newton 1. And we'll take a quick break and be back with more Sluggin Rebels baseball.
And welcome back to the top of the fourth inning. Zach Gillig on the bump. It's a nice inside pitch right there for strike number 1.
The third baseman, number 13.
It's number 13.
Will be up for the Monarchs.
Drew Buckner hit 9-hole. That ball almost hit Buckner right there. It's going to be 1-1 now.
Gillig so far, 3 strikeouts, 2 walks. And up to 6 hits and 4 runs, but nothing in the second or third.
That ball's lasered towards third baseline. That's going to be fair. As Buckner safely rounds first. That'll be a stand-up double right there for Buckner, as that's going to be the Monarchs' 7th hit of the night.
It's the third for extra bases. All 3 extra base hits have been doubles for Hutch. Again, they're seeing the ball well tonight. Gillig,
They know where to hit the ball too. I mean, like these extra base hits has always been they haven't been long balls. They've been pretty short. That long one out in left field in the first inning as well. So that's an outside pitch right there for the top of the order, Caleb Cotton. So 1-0 count. Runner already in scoring position was 0 outs. This is going to be Gillig's 65th pitch in the top of the 4th. So that ball's chopped towards the second baseman, and Huche will make the play right there, but that will advance the runner at third.
good at bat for Cotton.
Yep, did his job.
Did his job. In that double from Buckner, it was maybe a foot fair. He put it right down that left field line. And those are falling in right now for the Monarchs.
So now Blake Bradford looking to score in Bugner. 1 out. Balls chopped to Uche, and Uche will make the play, but not scoring a run, and pretty routine RBI right there for Bradford.
And that's kind of the situation we saw earlier with the Rebels. Couldn't get that ball in play that time. Nice job. Bradford just got it in play on the right side to make it 5-1.
Yep, first pitch he saw that was in the zone, he immediately swung at it, and that's a great mindset to have in those type of situations. So that's going to be a low fastball right there towards Will Edmondson.
So for Bradford, it's the ones. 1 hit, 1 run scored, and 1 run batted in after that.
Yep, those are the players you like to have on your team. That's going to be another low ball. So a 2-0 count for Edmondson.
He's got 2 of the 7 hits, scratch single and an infield single.
He scored in that first inning and got to second in the second inning. What's that? Little pause right there from Lewis right there. That was a nice off speed right there, but I don't know if that was too high.
That's, I think where they called it was high.
A little weird, but 3-0 now. Now it's going to be 3-1 with the fastball right there. So Gillig gives up 1 run already this inning, but there's 2 outs. 3-1 count, and that ball almost hit him. So Edmondson will just take first base.
It's walk number 3 for Gillig. He only had 4 coming in 15 innings pitched, so you can tell something just a little off with Zach tonight. He's placing the ball in more hittable positions tonight and then missing a little bit out of the zone.
Seems like there's like a home curse or something. We played great out in a way. Is that they're gonna call that dead ball? So yeah, it's gonna be a foul ball.
Just got a piece of it. Did Butin back? He's 0 for 1, but that walk in the first, he came around to score.
Check back on first, and that ball gets away from Brian, and that'll be easy stolen base and an error from Zach Gilligan. That's what you not. I mean, I'm just not. I always say this, and me and Carv say it too. We're not the biggest fans of checkbacks when there's 2 outs. Under certain circumstances, but
well, there you just moved the runner into scoring position.
Yep. That's going to be the Rebels' first error as well. That's going to be a fastball right down the middle. Chopped it a little on top of it, so it went down and foul.
And Butenbach, just kind of a little check swing there. Let's see if Gillig can minimize this to a 1-run inning.
Runner at second. 0-2 count. That ball is kind of veered away, but fouled off towards the fans.
A good crowd on hand tonight. A lot of people bringing the lawn chairs and camping out there to get a bird's eye view behind the plate tonight.
Yeah, right. I've seen it at the NBC World Series, but Hutch brings a crowd out.
The Monarchs, I tell you, if you go to a Hutch Monarchs game in Hutch, they are very, very well supported. They have big crowds out at Hobart Detter. It's a nice atmosphere out there.
Great press box too.
Yeah,
really lively press box they have up there. Me and Carv did a couple 2 games, I believe. 2 away games. That ball is chopped or just grounded towards Brian, and he'll flip it to Zach Gillig for the 3-1 play right there. So that's going to end your inning. As the Rebels only give up one more run. It's going to be 5-1. Sorry, didn't have that updated. But now bring up the bottom of the 4th inning, and sun's kind of veering down a little. But with that, I'll bring up the bottom of the 4th inning. Your score is 5-1 in favor of the Hutch Monarchs. And with that, we'll take a quick break, and we'll be right back. And welcome back to the bottom of the fourth inning. Your score is 5-1 in favor of the Hutch Monarchs. Titan Gable pops that one up towards the left field. So that's going to be a monster foul ball, sponsored by Central National Bank of Newton. Money for Life, member FDIC.
Gable 0 for 1 with a ground out to third. He came back in the second inning.
That pitch was outside for ball number 1, so 1-1's going to be your count for Gable here. He takes a nice swing and a miss right there. Kind of got him swinging a little bit early on that slow breaking ball inside. So 1-2 count. That's a nice outside pitch right there. Kind of froze up Gable right there.
You kind of call that backdoor curve or slider where you back it in, back over the outside corner, and Timmerman's got his fourth strikeout.
Yeah, I mean, you can already see Timmerman's ready to go as Biggie Cazares is just now stepping into the box. And this throws off a lot of batters, you know, them quick pitchers. So that's going to be strike number 1 for Cazares. But quick pitchers really throw off batters' tempo and motion. That's going to be 0-1 count, and that's going to be another nice off-speed creeping in the strike zone.
That's pretty much, he gave Cazares a heavy diet of the breaking pitch his first at bat to get the strikeout. I think he'll see another one here, and he did.
0-2 count, but he check swing and count as a ball. So 1-2 count. Catcher sitting outside, and there's that same pitch that got Cazares earlier.
Yeah, he's got to have just a little bit better discipline than that. That pitch was maybe, when it started out, maybe on the outer part of the strike zone, but then it was way out.
Yep, as you saw on the live stream, Cazares kind of took his hat off and did the walk of shame for the second time in a row. As he's been biting on the outside curve as Easton Bryant bit on that.
It was a pretty good fastball.
Yeah, outside fastball for strike number 1. But 2 quick outs already for the Rebels. The ball's in the dirt. 1-1 count.
Bryant drew a walk in his first at-bat and walked on a 3-1 pitch. And pretty good at-bat.
Sun is completely gone as it's 8:10 p.m. so right now.
Got to be some cloud cover back there, and normally this time of year you'd still see some of the sun.
2-1 count for Easton Bryant. Kind of check swings, and we'll just call him first strike number 2. That ball was in the zone, so won't get him on the swing. But it was in the zone, so it's 2-2 count with 2 outs. It's going to be a 63rd pitch for Timmerman. Ball's outside, so full count now for Bryant.
Well, right now he's keeping everything away from Easton Bryant. He hasn't brought anything in.
Nope. It seems like he's really trying to get him to bite on that outside pitch, kind of like he did with Cazares, but it's a little bit different with the lefty up. So now he finally goes inside, but that's just going to be too low and kind of skipped off the dirt. It's going to be a walk for Easton Bryant, so I'll bring up the top of the order with Pache.
Bryant's got 2 of the 4 walks that Timmerman has issued, so he's had a couple of good at-bats. Has Easton Bryant. Let's see if he can rally with 2 down.
Pache has flown out twice this game. That ball is low in the, not in the dirt, but low enough to be called a ball. So 1-0 count.
Che has not seen many pitches. He'd only seen 4 before that one and 2 at-bats.
That ball skips off the catcher's foot right there, it seemed like, and that'll be easy pass ball, stolen base, whatever you want to call it right there.
Probably, I'm guessing that would be a wild pitch. And
did he get caught? What?
Was this a rundown? Is this a live ball?
I don't think they are going to call it a live ball. So they're just sending back to second.
Yeah.
Must have been a dead ball or something.
One of the umpires had to have called time at some point, so they're allowing Easton Bryant to go back to second. Boy, that would have been another. He made an out at third to end an inning. He wouldn't want to end an inning.
Nope.
Just not realizing time had not been called and get picked off that way.
Yeah, Bryce, that happened. I was looking down at my stat sheet. They're going to just lob check back at second right there.
We saw Hayesville do that a number of times. You don't actually have to throw that to second. It's not going to be a balk call.
No.
I don't know why these teams still will lob that thing out there.
2-0 count, hit it right up in the middle, and that's going to be shortstop making the play. That was Shelby.
And that is such bad luck for the
worst
Rebels.
timing.
Because Shelby normally would have been nowhere near that baseball, but he was over there for a potential pickoff, and it goes right up the middle. And
right as that ball was hit, Shelby's about to go back to his normal position, but he realized that ball was hit up the middle, so he kind of stopped and made a great play right there. But bad positioning right there for the Rebels. That's going to leave another baseman stranded. And so with that, we'll head to the top of the fifth, as your score is still 5-1 in favor of the Monarchs. As we do have I think we have a pitching change.
Well, is that Alex Gillig now?
Might be Alex, but we'll
take
a quick break and we'll get back to you with the new information. Welcome back to the top of the fifth inning, as we do have a Pizza of Newton pitching change right here in Alex Gillig. So Zach Gillig gets taken out for his brother Alex. We'll get some final stats for Zach coming up soon.
We'll look at Alex's numbers as he begins this at bat against Gustafson.
Look at ball one in the dirt. Gillig, last time we saw Gillig in relief, he did an amazing, phenomenal job actually. So that ball is crushed towards center field, but wind took that one, and that will just fall right into Avila's glove for out number one.
Yeah, Alex Gillig, 6 2/3 thrown. He's given up 9 earned runs. He struck out 4 and walked 8 so far. So when he can locate it, he's been good. He struggled with his location a couple of his outings, and
his first start, he gave up the 7 runs in that first inning, and that one just killed the momentum immediately for the Rebels. As that one's going to be ball number 1 for Cooper Harris. But the next time he had the chance at home in relief, he really showed up at that game, and it's going to be another ball in the dirt. So 2-0.
A couple of off-speed pitches missing down to Harris, who's struck out and walked so far in a couple of at-bats.
First 4 pitches have been 3 balls and 1 strike.
And came back with a good fastball there, tail. He's got that movement that tails into righties. That time he started it over the outer part of the plate and came back over the middle.
2-1 count. Harris almost got not another, but That would have been another seeker down the third baseline for the Monarchs.
Your previous batter, Gustafson, he had that big 2-run double
Yep.
back in the first that really got the scoring going for the Monarchs.
So now 2-2 for Harris. He's looking to avoid a second strikeout. We'll step off the plate. Gillick seemed like he didn't like the pitch he was about to throw. So,
Well, I could see Lewis was waving his hand that they were going to step off and readjust here.
2-2. Lewis looking outside, and he will be outside and just missed that outside corner once again. So now it's going to be a full count now for Cooper Harris.
It's been a tough location. They haven't gotten a lot of strike calls over that part of the plate.
It's really been against the righty batters. That the outside on the righty batters hasn't really been there. So that's just going to be a slow ground ball for Jordy Lopez. He'll try to make the play, and he will. Great, great athleticism shown right there from Lopez. Evaluating how that ground ball was going to move. That ball was bouncing up and down in that grass.
Yeah, he attacked it, and that's what I like. He didn't set back and let the ball play him. He played the ball on that in-between hop, and nicely done. And Gillig there, he got Harris to kind of reach out.
Yep.
That might have been ball 4. I couldn't tell if it was going to be outside.
It was in the outside area.
And then he tried to pull it.
Yeah.
And that usually results in a ground out when they try to do that.
And that ball is smoked in between third and shortstop right there, so that's going to be
Flaggert's second hit.
Yeah, easy base hit for Flagger.
He had that big 2-run single back in the first, so he's 2 for 3.
Only 8 hits for the Monarchs compared to the Rebels 4. So Gillig now facing Hogan Shelby at the 8-hole. 2 outs, runner at first. That's a nice pitch right there. You saw some movement right there on that fastball.
I saw the snap of the mitt, too. That one probably punching upper 80s at least.
Yeah, if you could see the dust flying off of
the mitt,
Lewis. Lewis's catcher's mitt. So 0-1 count for that fastball. Back to it, and he swings and misses right there. Gillig lost his hat on that one, so 0-2 count.
He does that often. He moves in that cap. And of course, this 5th inning also our Realty Connections 5th inning.
Yeah, we'll give you more information in the next half inning break. So that ball is chopped towards Jordy Lopez, and they're going to get the easy way out at second. And now in the inning for the Hutch Monarchs. I'll bring up the bottom of the 5th. But before we take a quick break, like we said, we would like to introduce our 5th inning sponsor. This 5th inning of play all season is brought to you by Realty Connections here in Newton. Connecting people with places. You can always call 316-283-6607 for your South Central Kansas real estate needs. And with that, I'll bring up the bottom of the 5th inning. As Timmerman still out on the mound for the Hutch Monarchs.
66 pitches, and he's in pretty good shape. Zach Gillig, he went the first 4 for the Rebels. He gave up 5 runs on 7 hits, 3 strikeouts, 3 walks. Like I said, it just seemed like not a bad outing. It just seemed like he didn't have his A stuff tonight. And
what we're normally used to seeing.
What we're used to seeing out of Zach, yeah. So especially, I think, starting tonight with 17 Ks and just 4 walks, I think he's disappointed in that. And just the location time, just hanging pitches a little bit more out over the plate, and give Hutch credit. They jumped on him early. He got 6 hits, 4 runs in those first 2 innings. Picked up that 5th run. They're in the 4th, but still a lot of baseball to play. But the bats got to get going as the Rebels find themselves in that all too familiar hole here at home going into the middle innings. As we'll check your scoreboard here if I can get her updated real quick. Couple other games here in the Jayhawk tonight. Bottom of the 6th, the Twins lead at the Aviators 3-0. And bottom of the 4th, Great Bend 6 and the Kansas Cannons 2. So that's your in this game are the 3 league games going tonight.
Tate Lewis now to the plate for the Rebels. Or sorry, that's not Tate Lewis, that is Jordy Lopez. 0-1 count for Lopez right now. So he looks at an outside pitch for ball number 1. So even on the left side, the outside zone's a little shaky. We don't really know where it's going, as that's going to be an inside pitch right on Jordy, as he's kind of hugging that plate.
Well, most batters these days do. They're right up on that line.
Yeah.
And Lopez has struck out and flown to center, looking for his first hit.
It's going to be another ball close on Lopez. Had to move out of the way. So 3-1 count for Lopez. You like to see Lopez get on base anytime. So he'll hit that one right up at the pitcher's mound, and
that's going to be
Lopez
safe.
is a little too fast for the shortstop Shelby to make a play right there.
Shelby, that was as good as you could do it on his part. I mean, it was a quick scoop and exchange and a good throw to first, but Lopez, especially running from that left-handed batter's box, a little too speedy, has got the infield single to start the home half of the 5th for the Rebels.
So now we got Cole Myers, who has been on base twice, but has been thrown out twice, and that's going to be checked back at first for Lopez.
Yeah, got hit in the first inning, then got caught stealing third, and he had a single and tried to stretch it to third on the Lewis single and got thrown out at third. So tough base running night for Myers.
So that pitch is just going to be right down the middle right there. 0-1 count for Myers. But like you said, Lopez, always great to have on first base. He's a pest. You know, he's really annoying for someone like Timmerman trying to get him out. He's had 2 checkbacks already, as that ball's going to be in the dirt for ball number 1.
Well, this part of the lineup, Myers, Lewis, and Avila coming up, have 3 hits and 3 walks, or 3 hits, 2 walks, and a hit batsman right now. So they've all been on base.
Yeah,
it's been a productive part if they can keep it going here.
Avila, you got
Martin with
Martin.
a hit. Yeah, all your production has been right here in the middle of the lineup so far tonight.
That's what you like to see out of the Rebels. You just need those base hits. Going to be another check back for Lopez and call him safe. So 4 checkbacks, 3-4. 1-1 count. Lopez takes off. Kind of hesitated, but that's going to be a foul ball either way. So
well, that foul ball way out of here, and that's sponsored by Central National Bank and Newton. Money for Life, member FDIC.
So 1-2 count for Cole Myers. Rebels down a grand slam. So any way you can get on base, catcher showing outside, and that ball goes inside, and that'll be tough fielded ball right there from Shelby, and great
great base run in there by Lopez. He realized Bugner pulled away from the bag. It trickled off the glove of Shelby out onto the grass to take third on that play. Nice aggressive base running.
You also saw he kind of saw Shelby kind of stand up and trying to field the ball. Didn't really get down low. So great awareness right there from Lopez, stretching. And
it certainly would be scored a single. That was going to be an infield or a scratch single regard. Even if Shelby fields that, he had no play. So that's going to bring a little conference.
We're going to have a pitching
on the
change.
Mound.
A Pizza Hut Newton pitching change where no one out pizzas the Hut for the Hutch Monarchs. And we'll try and get a number. It seems like number 6 is coming out.
It's going to be
get his information sometime soon.
Camden Cornelius, I believe that is a Nickerson. Camden and Carson Cornelius both went to Nickerson High School. I saw both of them play some high school ball. So we'll get you those numbers here as well. Let me get back over to our Monarchs page.
Yeah, with this break, this time I always like to mention our 5th inning sponsor is Realty Connections here in Newton. They connect real people with real places. You can always call 316-283-6607 for your South Central Kansas real estate needs. That number is 316-283-6607.
And yeah, would love to have some more inning sponsors for the season. We have 5 innings. Again, it's a $100 for an inning, and it's your inning for the season. So if you want to get your business recognized or a charity or anything like that, you can go online and get all the information there, or you can contact Mark Carvalho directly at 316-640-1591. We would love to have you aboard for the rest of the summer.
Yep, and even if you don't even have $100, if you call Mark will give you a sweet deal.
he'll work with you. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
So let's look at Camden Cornelius. That's the batting stats here. Let me bring up pitching for Hutch. That's when the internet starts to be slow. Camden Cornelius, 3 1/3 thrown. He's given up 4 earned runs, a pair of strikeouts, and a walk.
So now Tate Lewis is up to the plate. Cornelius, your new pitcher. So foul that one back towards the Cars. 0-1 count.
Again, so far Timmerman went 4, gave up 6 hits, walked 4, struck out 5, hit 1, and the runners on base, of course, his responsibility.
Runners at the corners, 0-1 count. That one just kind of got away right there from Camden.
Well, Cornelius, you're definitely going to see that slow curve. That's a bread and butter pitch. He spots his fastball nicely, but it's not going to overpower you. He relies on location and change of speed.
Another slow and high pitch coming in for ball number 2. So 2-1 count for Tate Lewis. Your score is still 5-1 in favor of the Monarchs. Runners at the corners. So that ball's going to be pitched right down the middle. It's going to be high towards the right field side, and they'll bring in Jordy Lopez, but I'll be out number 1 for the Rebels.
So Lewis with the sac fly RBI makes it 5-2 ball game. Sometimes, not that it would have been a situation there, sometimes I like to see that runner at first tag up. I don't know, it's just kind of me. You don't see very many do it.
It's usually not the smartest decision, just because because the right fielder does usually throw it to the cutoff, and that cutoff is really close to second. I mean, it really depends. If you got, maybe Jordy might do that.
At least maybe to draw a throw, see if someone would skip through the infield.
So now it's going to be 0-1 count.
Crazy enough, Avila showed bunt on that first pitch. I think maybe just to get a reaction out of the field.
To see what they would do. So 0-1 count, 1 out, runner at first. It's a nice swing and a miss right there for Avila. So it's going to be 0-2.
I would not expect Myers to be wandering very far from the base.
No, because he kind of took a decently. He's ready to go. You can definitely tell right as that pitch is thrown, he's ready to get that momentum going, but it's going to be low ball number 1. So 1-2 count, 1 out for Cornelius. That ball skipped up on the catcher once again. Kind of dribbled out a little bit, but second time in a row that pitch is the same kind of spot and skipped up right on the catcher, Harris. So even count at 2 for Avila. Myers takes off, and it's going to be a pop fly in the right field, and I'll be out number 2. So another fly out towards right field.
So it looked like a hit and run there. Avila swinging with the runner moving, and good awareness, field awareness there by Myers to know it was hit in the air. He needed to slow down and retreat, make sure there wasn't a chance at a double play.
Yeah, definitely not a bad call for a hit and run on 2-2 count when you're down 3 runs right there. So
that makes Avila 1 for 2 with a single walk and that fly out.
So now we got Levi Martin at the plate, gets checked back at first. Myers is safe. But we haven't seen too much of Levi. I think this is his first time we've seen him on the broadcast.
He's 1 for 2. single and a strikeout so far.
But he made a very great first impression hitting that single towards right field as you'll look at strike number 1 right down that, like right on the inside pocket.
And Cornelius, we mentioned, good location. He says he picks and chooses when to throw his fastball and tries to just keep you off balance.
Myers takes off and that ball just drops on Harris and he taps his chest saying, "My bad."
There would have been a play at second. A good throw. It would have been close on Cole Myers, so just losing Harris on the exchange there.
Yep, that'll be a stolen base for Myers right there. But now it's going to be a 1-1 count for Martin. We'll just kind of ground that one into play, and that'll be an easy flip for Cornelius to Flaggart. And that'll end the inning for the Rebels. So with that, they'll bring up the top of the 6th. And that'll do it for the Realty Connections 5th inning right there. As always, you can call 316-283-6607 for your South Central Kansas real estate needs. And with that, we'll take a quick break as Alex Gillig looks to put in more innings for the Rebels, and he's doing a great job so far.
Yeah, last time the Rebels got a run, they allowed one right back to Hutch in the next half of the inning, so see if they can prevent that and try to. They're not getting those hits in bunches yet like they need to, so you need to keep this at 5-2 the way you're just kind of chipping away and just try to play for that big inning like they had those big middle innings back on Tuesday evening.
And with that, we'll take a quick break and we'll be right back. And welcome back to the top of the 6th inning. As we got number 13, Drew Bugner, leading off once again for the Monarchs. So Alex Gillig still out on the mound. So get that nice inside fastball, but a little too high. So that'll be ball number 1.
Buckner 1 for 2. He's flown to right, then had a 4th inning double and run scored.
Seashow's bunt, and that's going to be a nice bunt. Gillig trying to make a play, and
he'll be
great
called
play
out
as Bugner thought he was safe, throwing up the safe sign, but great effort right there from Gillig, really gunning that ball.
Boy, he had only one chance, exactly what he did, barehanded and just fire, and he did. And that was a great play. You always talk about pitcher's got to field his position. That was well done by Alex Gillig.
And that great play in the field was sponsored by Carl Hodges and family. They are celebrating 23 years of Sluggin Rebels baseball. So that's going to be a foul ball for Caleb Cotton. It's going to be 0-1 count, 1 out.
Cotton 1 for 3. Whoa.
Oh, and that ball kind of slipped out of Gillig's hands, it seemed like. So that'll be that would be considered a wild pitch, but no one's on base. So.
Yeah, absolutely. That's when you want to do it. Yeah, Cotton 1 for 3 had a 2nd inning double. He showed his speed in that. Nearly thought about stretching it into a triple.
Cotton also has a strikeout today at the hands of Zach Gillig.
Well, that time it was pounded right on that inside corner and got the call. We haven't seen a lot of those calls tonight, but that was well placed by Alex Gillig for strike 2.
1-2 count. Showing same spot, fouled back. And a great place to tell where a pitcher's going to throw the ball is always look at the catcher.
We got to get Alex a new hat. He has trouble keeping that thing on his head.
About 4 times already. It's been 2 batters. That one, Gillig wasn't able to fully pull down, it seemed like. So it's going to be even count at 2-2. Cotton hitting 243. That ball's in the dirt, so full count for Gillig as he asks for a new ball. Well, so we'll see what Gillig does here. Does he go fastball, or does he try and get him swinging on the off-speed, maybe an off-speed inside pitch right here? We'll see what he does here. 3-2. He'll go fastball, and that ball's hit towards center field, and we'll see if he can make a play there. And that was
what a catch!
Avila
Over the shoulder catch at the warning track.
What a play right
Antonio
there from Antonio
Avila.
Avila. Wow. So that's going to be back-to-back great plays in the field that were sponsored by Carl Hodges and family. So amazing catch right there for Avila. You probably thought that was easy, but it looked
Remind you
really
of Willie
impressive.
Mays making that over-the-shoulder catch like that. That was fantastic. Just the way he followed the baseball and knew where he was as that 1 foot hit the warning track, that he still had room to make that catch.
So 1-0 count now as Bradford calls time. I think the bugs are really coming out today, kind of waving his face. I think the mosquitoes are coming out. So 1-0 count, foul that one deep left field. So that was a monster foul ball sponsored by Central National Bank of Newton.
And Bradford, the ones we mentioned, single and a run scored in the first, and he had an RBI ground out in the 4th inning. Officially, he would be 1 for 3.
So that ball once again gets away from Gilligan. Just been losing his hat a lot this inning.
He's, one thing you can say about Alex Gillig, he gets the most out of every pitch that a pitcher can get.
It looks like he throws with 100% effort. So 2-1, trying to get him on the inside, missed low. So 3-1 count. So we'll see what Gillig does here.
He's trying to change speeds there on the inner part of the plate and just missed down.
3-1. Another inside pitch, and he'll get the call.
And that's a great pitch to a lefty if you can throw that fastball that tails away from the lefties. And it started inside and came back and got a part of the plate for strike 2.
Full count now for Bradford. Still swing and miss right there, and that's going to be a strikeout. Sponsored by Mark Fox, your local J.P. Weingate realtor. So great inning right there from Gillig. Got that amazing ground ball play right there. Got a little bailed out by Avila, but Avila made the play out there in center field and got a nice full count swing and strikeout right there on Bradford. 2 in the inning.
First time tonight the Monarchs retired in order. And that was the first time through now 6 innings or 6 at-bats for the Monarchs that they have gone down in order. They've kept pressure on the Rebels, but just down 3 heading to the bottom of the 6th. Not too bad of a position considering it was 4-0 after 1.
And with that, we'll take a quick break and we'll be right back. And welcome back to the bottom of the 6th inning as Ty and Gable leads off for the Sluggin Rebels this inning. Got the bottom three. You got Gable, Cazares, and Easton Bryant up to the plate for the Rebels. He looks at strike number one. Another dropper. That was a little close one, honestly, from our point of view.
Well, he's found the top part and missed it with that slow curve on the first two pitch. Trying it again.
Another spot, and man, these pitches seem pretty close. But it's going to be 2-1 now for Gable. So see what Cornelius does here. Goes back to the fastball. And it's got to be weird for Gable to see two risers.
Two of them going that slow, and then a fastball come in.
Yep.
It makes that fastball seem a lot faster than it actually moving.
It's 2-2 count, and that ball is low and outside. So
it's kind of what I mentioned. Cornelius relies on that change of speed and location, and that's what he set up that fastball nicely with those first couple three slow pitches.
That ball is going to be hit right up in the middle of the field, and that'll be an easy Armor Coatings base hit for Titan Gable.
That's his first hit now, 1 for 3 is Titan. First hit for that bottom third of the lineup, so you need to get some production coming through here. Get back, try to get an inning going where you start with the bottom part and get into the top in the middle of the lineup.
7 hits for the Sluggin Rebels so far, and Zars hasn't had the best night so far. He's been biting. He's going to be checked back at first, but
he's extremely happy that he's not seeing Timmerman. Timmerman gave him that steady dose of the slider and got him to chase it a couple times. So you know that Cornelius is going to try the same thing. Let's see if Cazares can sit on it.
That's going to be a off-speed, low and outside once again. So
I think that's a changeup that he is throwing.
Yeah, it seems just like a 12-6 curve that you see. Just goes up and then goes immediately down, but he'll miss fastball high.
And that's what you have to do with Cornelius. If you can lay off of those pitches and get him behind in the count and then set on that fastball, that's when you got a shot at him.
So 2-0 count.
And there it is.
Fastball, and Benji
knows about it.
That one's gone. And that ball.
Oh man, what a shot!
Absolutely nuked.
What
Benji
a shot!
And that's a great bounce back for Benji Cazares right there.
And just and every once in a while, Jared, I'm actually right about something. What was that? It was a 2-0 pitch. You forced Cornelius to throw a fastball. Cazares waited on it and launched that somewhere into the evergreens back there. And nice job of hitting, and that gets the Rebels back within 1. And that home run sponsored by John Oldham family, proud friends of the Newton Sluggin Rebels.
What a way to bounce back for Cazares right there.
I mean, yeah, he could, and he would admit it. He probably looked as bad as he could in his first couple of at-bats, getting fooled by that slider, and that time just had a good at-bat. And when he got the pitch he wanted, he slammed it.
Bet you if we talked to Benji, he'd probably tell us the same thing that we were saying. He knew that if he was behind on the 2, or if he was in front of the 2-0 count, he was going to go fastball right there and predicted the right spot. So nice home run right there for Benji, as now Easton Bryant is facing a 1-1 count right now. There's that off speed, and Bryant bit on it and fouled that one back. 1-2.
Even though he didn't have a hit against Timmerman, he had 2 good at-bats and drew 2 walks.
Yep. Any way to get on base is a hit for me. See a foul off a outside fastball right there. So 1-2 count still. So
for Cazares, that was his first homer and his second and third runs batted in on the season. So that's a big hit. Maybe that's going to give him the confidence to get going.
Yeah, Benji used to play first base, but I don't think we've seen him play first in a little bit, as Easton Bryant's playing first today. So if Benji become a great DH, that'll be amazing for the Rebels. So 2-2 count right now for Bryant. He'll pop that one up towards the left field side. And will it stay fair? Yes, it will. And Buckner will make the play right there for out number 1.
It was a frustrated Easton Bryant as he went out. He had to punish the bat there a little bit as he smacked it on the ground.
Yeah, he was very under it. And so that'll bring up First, sorry, I'm getting a little confused. Uche will lead off now, or not lead off, but he'll be at the plate right now. That ball hits.
Did he get out of the way of that?
And maybe it skipped the dirt first, and then it hit Uche, but
It must have. He did quite a dance to not get hit by that.
to account for Che. Ball's outside, so 3-0 count right now. And I mean, obviously 3-0, you want to give him red light. Yeah, but that's going to be at ball 4, so four straight balls for Cornelius right there.
Well, and now you're down 1. Lopez handles the bat really well, and you've got good speed at first.
Yeah.
And again, Cornelius, goes a lot of breaking pitches. If you could pick a good pitch, if he throws that changeup, it'd be a great pitch to try to get that tying run in the scoring position with a stolen base. Huche, at least the stats we have, 2 for 2 in stolen bases as Harrison. Cornelius going to talk things over a little bit.
Jay's hitting .414 on the season, it says. But now we have Jordy Lopez, who does have a hit and run.
Got that infield single and a run scored. That came in the 5th inning.
So runner on first, 1 out. Lopez, the person you want on the plate right now to take advantage of this potential game we have. 1 out. Show bunt, pulled back, and rightfully so. Ball number 1. As you can see, Bugner kind of running up right there. So he's playing pretty close. So
has to respect the bunt down at third for sure.
Lopez could be aiming towards that third base side, trying to hit one right over him.
And the wind, which was a little more significant, has died down quite a bit since we started. Flag kind of hanging limp out in center.
Another check back.
Although Cazares on that home run, he didn't need any help. That one was that was probably going to be out against a slight wind for sure.
So that'll be a swing and a miss for Lopez, and Che will be safe at second on that stolen base.
With that one hop on the throw gave Che just the space to slide under the tag. I think a throw on the fly probably gets him, but again, what we talked about with a lot of the off-speed stuff, you get that tying run in the scoring position.
Yep, and that ball almost, I'm surprised it didn't hit Lopez, but Che will easily advance to third.
And you get a wild pitch there to get him 90 feet away. And now we saw earlier in the game this situation. The Rebels couldn't get the ball into play. Now if you can get any kind of contact, get this on the ground right side, maybe get this game tied up.
Great at-bat so far for Lopez. Maybe he can make it even better at-bat with a hit, and he will.
And there it is. Well done.
Send in a run. And he will be safe at first as well.
And he's going to get an RBI. And
as Lopez is all the way towards the visitors' dugout.
Well, you're running that fast, you need a lot of room to slow down. But he just outraced Cornelius to first, who had to cover because the ground ball drew Flaggart far enough away. He couldn't outrace Lopez. So what an inning. You get the home run and then the infield RBI single from Lopez, and new ball game tied at 5.
That was a Jordy Lopez base hit sponsored by Arma Coatings. There's another off-speed to Cole Myers for ball number 1. So
Myers,
wild pitch really helped us out right there.
Absolutely. You have to take advantage of those, when you get free outs or you get a free base, you have to take advantage. And now Myers, he's been hit and singled twice. Chance to keep the inning going, see if he can maybe grab the lead.
1-0 count. Myers trying to swing on that.
I think he tried to keep from swinging.
And the catcher Harris is kind of threw his hands up at the second
Well,
or the infield umpire.
Yeah, he asked if he went around. You can do that, and umpire in the
So
middle of the
no.
field with the worst angle possible said he didn't go.
Check back for Lopez, and
I mean, you have no choice. When you have
Yeah.
a two-man crew, that's the only umpire you can appeal to, but we've got just as good an angle as he is. He's looking straight at the batter. That's a very difficult call.
2-0 count. That ball is a little too high, so we do have some action going on in the Monarchs bullpen, so possibly see a pitching change sometime soon. So 3-0 count right now for Myers. I won't swing at anything, as that's going to be a strike right down the middle. So 3-1 count. Lopez at first.
Right where you want to be. You got the middle of the lineup here, just one down, and still a good hitters count, 3-1.
Let's see what Cornelius does here. See,
It's going to be a
nicely
double
hits
play.
that one, and that'll be a double play for the Monarchs, and that'll save Cornelius right there from getting pulled that inning. And
Well, you had a hit and run on, and you hit it on the button, but right at the shortstop Shelby, who makes an easy line to 6 over to 3 double play to end the inning. But you do get the 3 runs to tie the ball game, so still a good inning, and you get this thing tied after 6.
yep, and with that, your score is now tied 5-5 as the Rebels come out with, I think, a new pitcher, I believe.
Well, I think that's
Maybe
that's
the
Brian
first,
just
that's
putting
Brian.
the ball
Never
back.
mind. He was grabbing the ball over there. I think Brian might have thrown, but with that, we'll take a quick break, and we'll be right back. And welcome back to the top of the 7th inning, as Alex Gillick still out on the mound for the Sluggin Rebels. See how long as he goes. He's been doing amazing so far, putting up 2 straight goose eggs for the Monarchs. And we have a scoring update around the league.
Yeah, good league games tonight. They're in the bottom of the 8th in Hayesville. The Aviators trailing the Derby Twins 3-2. And in the bottom of the 5th, the Batcats lead the Cannons 6-4. So good league action tonight. And stepping in there is Will Edmondson to lead off for the Hutch Monarchs. Edmondson 2 for 2, a pair of singles and a walk.
Just missed right there on that low fastball. A 1-0 count, foul tipped, and
Oh, I got a
that
piece
one-
of Lewis, I
yeah.
think.
I think it hit Lewis right in the left knee, maybe left thigh. So he's going to try and stretch it out.
I think that might have hit right above the shin guards, right above the knee.
Yep, that's just the one spot you don't want it to hit. You want to hit it anywhere but there.
Since the 2nd inning, Monarchs only with 2 hits. They got 4 hits in the first when they got their 4 runs, and 2 more hits in the second.
Yeah, that's what you see a lot in Rebels home games so far. We just like blow up in the first inning and then easy trailings from then on. It's super weird.
Yeah, that gets in your head, and sometimes that's hard to break out of that pattern.
Yep, 1-1 count now. So that ball's hit, kind of nutmeg Gillig right there, and that'll be a single for Will Edmondson.
That's his 3rd hit of the ball game. I thought for a minute maybe Gillig got enough of it to slow it down and Che could make a play, but he wasn't able to
No,
get the glove
very-
down in time either.
Yeah, very awkward for Che and Lopez. Lopez just had to go back around to kind of play backup right there. So now we got a
Butenbach.
Butenbach, yeah. Butenbach with the Monarchs. You look at fastball right down the middle for strike number 1.
And a walk and a run scored in the first. Since then, he's grounded to short and grounded to first.
On 1 count. That ball kind of just got away from Gillig right there. Didn't kind of let go a little bit too early. Not off speed, so 1-1 count now. That ball's fouled back. 1-2. I've noticed on the Point Streak game live, it says Zach Gillig is still out on the mound, so
Oh, still got Zach in there.
yeah, hopefully they'll fix that. And
Yeah, so the stats are correct on that because Alex is, so far, he has pitched very well and putting the ball in play. 1 strikeout, no walks, no hit batsman at this point.
yeah, 1-2 count now. So that runner takes off, and that's going to be a strikeout, but ball will just skip right in front of Jordy Lopez, but Che's there to have backup, and
You were hoping for the strike him out, throw him out, but off the hop. Again, they were unable to snag it to get the tag down, and Edmondson representing the go-ahead run in scoring position.
that strikeout was sponsored by Mark Fox, your local JP Wingate realtor. It's now runner at second, 1 out. Fastball a little outside for ball number 1.
Gustafson 1 for 3, had that big 2-run double back in the first. Cincinnati struck out and flown to center.
1-0 count. Another outside fastball, couldn't get the call. 2-0.
And Gillig, again, we've talked about his natural movement of the fastball, tails into righties but away from lefties, and right now he's
Really
trying to
showing it
go
off.
on that outer part of the plate, and it's tailing off of it.
2-0 count. Another outside fastball, so
3 straight in that same location.
I actually would not mind to see a walk right here. You know, 3 straight fastballs, you got to expect another fastball, but in a better spot for you to hit it maybe, but 3-0 count for the DH.
Boy, and
Maybe another fastball, so
those are almost 4 identical pitches.
yeah, I don't blame Gillig on that one. Kind of playing it safe, so. And now there's a potential double play in motion, so we're gonna have the first mound visit for Alex Gillig.
Cooper Harris 0 for 2 with a walk that came in the third. He'll be the next batter, another righty, and yeah, you're needing a ground ball, a little pop up to get your infield fly or something here as you just got the game tied. You don't want to go back behind the 8 ball again and give up the lead.
Nope, and talk about some takeaways so far. I mean, it's been like we always say, once we get past that first two or three innings, man, Rebels really start going, but we always play catch-up ball. Where we're always trailing and we got to catch up, and tonight's a little bit different. We're tied now, but we still got to get some runs going as we had some people left on base that last half inning.
Well, the rain shortened game, you had that bad first inning. You might have been tied or something in that game. Instead, you have to take the L in 5 innings that night.
Yeah. Runners at second and first. That ball just almost hits Cooper Harris right there, and
boy, that's the last thing that you can do there is not make Hutch get an out to move those runners up.
yeah, but now advance the runner, so no double play, and now both runners are in scoring position as there's only 1 out. So any ball hit, possibly a run for the Monarchs. So
Right now you're keeping you crept the infield in a little bit, not all the way in, but you're thinking about it.
Got Bryant a little bit closer as that ball almost hits
And
Harris once again, and
that's 6 straight misses by Alex Gillig.
it's in the same exact spot. I mean, if the pitcher was a lefty, it would have been the same spot as the last at bat. So 2-0 count. He's really trying to hammer in that outside inside fastball as he goes up top and misses. So we'll see what happens here on 3-0 count. If Gillig can kind of buckle down now.
Coach Toya looking down to the bullpen to see what the status is.
Yep. Going outside
That's
and
8
just
straight.
Yep, and we'll see what happens. Gillig's kind of wailing his arm, so he might be a little tired. But Flaggart is now to the plate.
That's going to do it.
And yep, we got Coach coming out.
Boy, it just seemed Alex was looking pretty good, and I tell you, just those last 2 batters, he just seemed to lose his control completely.
He just got tired. It seemed like he just started throwing fastballs and just kept on veering outside. And then this last at bat, same exact location, but you have you had a righty up, so they're coming in really inside. So the next person coming up for the Rebels is gonna now have pretty tough spot with bases loaded now, as
It's going to be Dominic Felix, I believe.
yeah, Felix, and we've seen Felix twice so far in this broadcast, and he's pitched pretty well. Pretty good cleanup. He's been a good DH for us, and he's been a great reliever for us. He has that really nasty fastball. He's got a nice slider as well.
Let's see if they have synced those stats for him on the pitching.
But this will be a
got him for. I think we have seen him twice. It's got him for 2 2/3 innings. A couple of strikeouts, 3 walks. He has not given up a run at this point in 2 2/3 or a hit. He's allowed base runners. He's put 3 on via the base on balls, but a couple of strikeouts. So Alex Gillig went 2 1/3, 2 hits, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts, and all 3 runners on base. His responsibility, and boy, I tell you, Flaggart swinging a pretty good bat tonight. A couple of singles. That first inning was a 2-run single. Just a monster batter for Dominic Felix. He needs to get something here, generate an out. If something's on the ground, you got to make sure of an out, even if a run does score. I mean, obviously you'd love an infield fly, strikeout, something like that. But be a good time again to update our watchers and listeners on the revised schedule, as tomorrow has become a doubleheader against the Hutch Monarchs. 2 7-inning games with first pitch at 6 o'clock. So if you're used to tuning in at 7, tune in an hour earlier tomorrow night at 6 o'clock. Sunday has become a home game day now. The makeup with the Great Bend Batcats, a 9-inning, 7 o'clock normal start, and then the back on regular schedule, that would be Derby here on Monday. And then I think they'd still have the Hayesville game, but that's a road game to try to reschedule at this point. So they're trying their best to get those rainouts made up.
Yep. As Felix is now in a tough spot. Bases loaded, only 1 out, and you get a really tough batter in Flaggart. As he looks and check swings, but strike will still count. 0-1.
Good location right down at the knees. Felix, good job to keep it down to Flaggart.
Bryant's close, little ahead on first right now, playing for that bunt. As he look at off-speed ball. So 1-1 count for Flaggart. Shelby's on deck, or in the circle. So that's another ball, off-speed in the dirt. So we'll see probably Felix go back to that fastball.
2 straight, I think, with a slider there. He missed down with both of them.
So right now, Flagger probably has fastball in his mind. So that's going to be nice off speed right there. Great framing right there from Lewis.
Well, he threw it again, and he came inside, and that time I think
Great
more
decision right there not to throw the fastball. I mean, pretty obvious look. Is this going to be, looks a little outside. Fastball curves back inside. That'll be fouled back. That foul ball was sponsored by Central National Bank of Newton. Money for life, member FDIC.
And the pitching change, of course, sponsored by Pizza Hut of Newton. No one out pizzas the Hut.
Yep. So now 2-2 count for Flagger. Big strikeout chance right here for Felix. We'll see what happens here. Another foul.
Brought the fastball a little bit more up in the zone that time to induce the foul back.
Yep. And for Felix and any pitcher, these are the counts that you like, because you have one ball to spare, trying to get him go, chasing for an off speed, and if he doesn't chase it, now you got a full count, so you got to just reevaluate, but you do have that extra ball to waste.
But that being said, this is the pitch you want to get him on in this count, because you can throw the off speed like that.
Perfect pitch right there from Felix, as that was a Mark Fox, your local JP Wingate strikeout right there for Felix, and his first strikeout against his first batter.
I think that, again, I'm still learning on identifying the pitches for sure. It almost looked like a changeup, changed the speed nicely to get the swing early from Flagger. That's a huge second out now, a chance to get out of this thing if you can get Hogan Shelby.
Shelby swings at that one. That ball is perfectly hit towards the left field side, and now bring in 2 runs. So that's going to be a double for Shelby. That'll be the Hutch Monarchs' 10th hit of the night, and
well, Shelby looked like he was just setting on that first pitch fastball and just took it right down the left field line for a 2-run double, and Monarchs back on top 7-5.
Is that their 5th extra base hit for the Monarchs?
Well, it's at least 4. I'll look back through here.
It's been a lot. So now we got Bugner up to the plate for ball. Looks at ball number 1.
It was their 4th double of the ball game.
Yeah. 1-0 count for Bugner. 5-7 is your new score. So foul that one back in play, but 1-1 your count. But a great strikeout right there from Felix, and Shelby was just, probably noticing how many off speeds he was throwing towards the end of it, so he's going to come back to that fastball and just turned on that inside fastball right there, and that ball gets away in the dirt. 2-1 now.
It could be some scouting report too. Sometimes you see, okay, he typically will start you with fastball in a count, and again, Shelby just kind of guessed correctly.
That ball's in the dirt, kind of just nutmegs Lewis right there, and I think we're going to count that as a wild pitch. So that's going to cost the Rebels another run. So now things are looking a little grim as we are in the top of the 7th. Rebels are down 8-5. We've got 2 outs. But the count's 3-1 right now for Bugner. So we'll just look at strike number 2 right down the middle. So full count right here for Felix, and any way you can get out of this will be a nice stoppage. Full count. He'll pop that one towards the Monarchs bullpen, and we'll stay alive.
Those 3 runs closed the book on Alex Killig. 3 runs on 2 hits.
Full count for Felix. See what Felix has cooking up here. 3-2. Try to get Bugner to chase on that outside slider, and Bugner kind of moved towards it, but
yeah, that one a little bit too far off the plate to induce Bugner to swing on a 3-2 pitch. So that gets you back to the top of the line at the Cotton with a double and 1 for 4 in 4 at bats.
It's going to be a low fastball in the dirt for ball number 1, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah, ball number 1. Sorry, they had me confused on the scoreboard. They had a strike 1. So 1-0 count right now. Runners in the corners. Another low ball, and the runner at second will take off, and that'll be easy bag. Because if you throw it as a catcher, it could be easy double steal right there.
Yeah, but there again, a mistake by the Rebels. What would be a wild pitch. Now 2 runners in scoring position for Cotton, which a base hit here would really be devastating.
2-0 count. Swing and miss right there on a nice inside pitch right there from Felix, almost say Gillig.
Cotton, that last at bat, that was that great catch by Avila over the shoulder at the warning track out in center to rob him.
2-1's your count. So hit that one towards center field. Avila is there to make the play, and that'll be the end of the top of the 7th, and pretty disastrous inning right there for the Rebels as we just tied it the previous inning, and Gillig kind of just blew up right in our faces a little, and Felix did try to do his job. He did at the start, that nice strikeout, but then kind of gave up a nice shift beater towards the left field side, and
the 3 walks in the inning, the back-to-back by Gillig, that really got you behind the 8 ball. And then we mentioned Shelby, first pitch swinging, able to put it right down that left field line. And then you got a wild pitch bringing in a run in the inning as well. So that's a tough top half of the 7th. And now I think you're going to see the 3rd. I think this is a new Hutch pitcher.
Yeah,
we can catch a number for you.
Yeah, and we'll get you that information after this quick break. So your score is now 8-5 in favor of the Hutch Monarchs as the Rebels look to bounce back. And with that, we'll take a quick break, and we'll be right back. Welcome back to the bottom of the 7th inning, as we do have a Pizza Hut Newton bullpen change for the Hutch Monarchs in, sorry, I blanked out his name.
Noah Kelly.
Noah Kelly, there we go. Almost said Joe Kelly, but that's the White Sox relief pitcher.
We'll get you his numbers here, and should be bringing in up right now. 12 2/3 thrown. He's been busy. This would be his 7th appearance for Noah Kelly. He's been very active out of the bullpen. See, good fastball strike there. He has given up 6 earned runs. He struck out 13 while walking 6.
This is definitely a seasoned reliever that the Monarchs have so far. Is now it's Tate Lewis at the plate facing a 1-2 count.
Well, he's got a walk, a single, and a sac fly RBI in the ball game. But down in the count here, 1-2.
1-2 count for Lewis. Nice off speed right there, but just missed that top side of the base path. home plate. So now it's going to be 2-2 for Lewis. So kind of check swing. No, or they will appeal, but
Yeah, he
no
definitely.
contest. But full count now for Lewis. Showing inside, and that was a nice pitch right there, but didn't get the call.
Well, we have maybe seen that call once tonight. So if you're looking for consistency, it's been pretty consistently. The pitch out there has just not been a strike.
Yeah, that was a great fastball movement right there from Noah Kelly. I mean, it seemed like it was going outside and it curved right, kind of back in that middle part. But that will be a walk for the Sluggin Rebels. So now we got Avila, who's been great out in the field today. Made that Willie Mays-esque over-the-shoulder catch towards center field to prevent, multiple runs. So he looks at a 1-0 count. The ball's a little low, but great framing right there from Harris. Now it's going to be 1-1.
1 for 2 at the plate for Avila with a single and a walk, and 1 run scored.
1-1 count. That ball goes a little too inside for ball number 2.
And so far, the first 2 batters being patient with Noah Kelly, making him throw a few pitches.
So he'll foul that one off towards the Monarchs dugout. So 2-2 count now for Avila.
Avila and Levi Martin coming up, and Titan Gable.
Pretty big gap in between first and second. That ball almost got away from Harris right there, but he's able to use his chest.
So back-to-back batters to start the inning, full counts.
Yep.
Yeah. So you're seeing some pitches and making Kelly work.
If I'm Kelly right here, I'm not looking to walk, obviously, so looking for a challenge pitch right here. Hopefully Vila's thinking the same thing.
Back-to-back walks.
That one just got away, it seemed like, from Kelly. You see the catcher Harris really, he's really inside right there, and Paul is just yanking at the last second for Kelly.
We saw the Rebels get burned with back-to-back walks in the top half of the inning. Can they burn the Monarchs?
Yep.
Yeah, can we see that? And Levi Martin 1 for 3 with a single.
Yeah, we definitely want Levi up. I mean,
see if you can at least move the runners over.
Levi's had a great night, and that one's popped up towards the third base side. Will this stay in play? And it almost hit Benji on the sideline. He tried to get out of the way, and they'll call that foul. It's kind of a tough situation for Hutch right there.
And Buckner, Rebels are scrambling everywhere. Certainly wasn't interference down there, but there was a lot of traffic and a huge break for Levi Martin. I thought that was the only pitch he was going to see.
Yep. So luckily it'll just be a 1-0 count or 0-1 count, and not a one out count. So that ball almost hit Martin right there. He'll duck out of the way. So 1-1 count.
Yeah, see if you
for
can,
Levi.
you can get this to a positive count.
Yep.
And make Kelly throw something over the middle of the plate.
Big gaps out there in center field, and he'll take a nice hack.
And he
Kinda
did,
thought
and he
was
missed
gonna
it.
be a little bit higher.
That
he just swung right over it.
I think that was Martin's pitch right there. He gave him the fastball. It was over the plate, and he was just behind it.
1-2 count now for Martin. One runner in scoring position, and he will nicely hit that over the shortstop, and I'm kind of surprised that I'm surprised Tate Lewis didn't really read that as much as other people, but
Yeah, I thought that was good base running, however, by Lewis. That was right off the end of the bat, and you couldn't tell Shelby was tracking it, whether he was going to catch up with it or not. And if he catches that and you're very far off the bag, that's a pretty easy double play.
yeah, but I'm thinking also he's probably he would probably still end up at third no matter what. So,
Well, a huge opportunity. You got the bases loaded and Titan Gable up there, 1 for 3 with a single.
Gable looks at a missed off speed right there. And so far, Rebels now have 10 Armor Coatings of Wichita base hits on the night. That's going to be a nice fastball, just a swing and a miss right there for Gable. 1-1 your count. Bases are loaded. So big opportunity for Gable. 0 outs, so anything in play will probably score a run. He's going to swing and miss right there, so 1-2. So we'll see what Gable is thinking right now. Catcher going outside, and nice job from Gable trying to stay alive.
There's your defensive swing. Just get the bat on it, foul it off. As clearly as you mentioned, Harris was setting up an off-the-plate target. That fastball tailing away from Gable has been an effective pitch here for Kelly. See if he'll throw it to him again.
Now they're outside, and that'll be a. Are they going? Yeah, they're going to count that as a swing and strikeout. And since someone was on first, you don't
base occupied.
Yep, you don't throw it down or anything. So that'll be a strikeout for Kelly right there.
Well, that is a huge out for the Monarchs that you were unable to get a run home or get the ball in play there. And now Cazares, who hit that monster 2-run homer.
This is the moments Cazares is lit for, with bases loaded. Already hot with a 2-run homer on his back. So
you could just use a single here too.
That ball,
or that'll work too.
That's gonna be a wild pitch, and I'll score a run. So a little bit taken off the edge for Cazares right here.
Well, that also, again, we mentioned those small things. Not only do you get a run, you get the tying run move to scoring position again without sacrificing anything.
And you also are not in contention of the double play.
Absolutely. That takes that out of the a traditional double play out of the equation.
1-0 count. That ball almost got away again. Kelly's verbally frustrated. So 2-0 count right now.
And that's what Cazares did against Cornelius. Got that 2-0 count and saw a good pitch.
Going inside, and nice swing and a miss right there from Benji. So
when Kelly with the confidence to throw the slider on 2-0, which has been a susceptible pitch for Cazares tonight.
2-1 count. Another ball that gets away from Kelly. Happy Kelly is just very frustrated right now. So 3-1 count. Both runners in scoring position. Cazares.
And you can be selective. If you don't get the pitch you want, you can watch it.
So we'll chop that one towards Kelly. And Kelly trying to make the play at home. It's not a force out, and they will count him out. So great decision right there from Kelly to throw it home. Get Antonio Avila out. But Benji will occupy first.
Well, and clearly the contact play was on. The minute it was hit, you had Avila heading home, and he's out on a fielder's choice. And now it looked really promising. Now you need Easton Bryant to try to come through. He's 0 for 1 with 2 walks. Need a big hit here.
Looking a little outside on that one, and Bryant just swinging, missing right there. 0-1. For Easton Bryant. Runners at the corners. Down by 2. So big hit right here will really make the Rebels' day. It's another, he's kind of biting on the outside, swinging and missing.
Boy, and Bryant has struggled with that pitch too, as tailing away from him and keeping it down, and now he's in a big 0-2 count, and wouldn't be surprised at all if he sees another one of them.
Yeah. 0-2 count for Bryant. Yep, still looking outside on that fastball, and that one kind of veered inside, foul towards left field, and he did not. He almost made the play. That was Bugner.
That was a great effort in foul territory, and Bryant
Kind of had to do an over the head type of catch, but
he tracked him
very
well in
tough.
the night
Yeah.
sky. He almost made a great catch, but Bryant will at least get one more pitch here.
0-2 count for Bryant. Runners at the corners. Puche next up. Looking outside once again, and yeah, like you said, they went to it again, and Bryant's just looking silly out there, it seems like. So.
And pitchers are going to continue to do that to Easton Bryant until he proves he can hit that pitch that's tailing down and away with that fastball. And boy, such a promising start to the inning. You do get a run, but boy, you strand a couple of big runners out there and still trail by 2 heading to the 8th.
Yep, and with that, we'll take a quick break as we do head to the top of the 8th. And we do have a new pitcher up on the mound. We'll get you that information as soon as we take this quick break, and we'll be right back.
Top of the 8th inning, we're going to have another pitching change for the Rebels. It's called the bullpen, sponsored by Pizza Hut of Newton. No one out pizzas the Hut. It's going to be Yu Chun Yu, a lefty out of Taiwan. The stats we have: a couple of innings pitched, 1 earned run allowed. He struck out 3 while walking 2. He's going to pitch to the 2, 3, and 4 hitters: Blake Bradford, Will Edmondson, and Mike Butenbach. Bradford 1 for 4 on the evening thus far as the fastball misses out and away, ball 1. That was a first inning single and a run scored for Bradford. Also an RBI ground out coming in the 4th. Tried the slider and missed outside. 2 balls, no strikes. So Felix ended up going 2/3 of an inning in relief. No runs on 1 hit. He had a walk and a strikeout.
Yeah, very tough situation Felix was in as that ball's
Skied on the middle of the infield. He got a lot of choices out there, and it drops.
big error right there for the Rebels as we had had about 8 or 6 different choices to catch the ball. And
Actually, it'll be a mental error. You've got to score that a hit, as nobody got a glove on it.
yeah,
And that's unfortunate. It'll go down as the 11th hit, and that's just a mental mistake. That should have been a fairly routine out, and nobody able to catch it for the Rebels. And then it'll bring up Will Edmondson.
got hope for a double play, I guess.
He is 3 for 3. 3 singles, a walk, and 2 runs scored.
Got some bullpen movement going on Hutch's side.
Ground ball foul of 3rd for strike 1 for Edmondson. So he's had a big game batting right in the middle of the lineup in the 3 spot. As we mentioned, the 2 teams similar records, 4 and 8 for Hutch, 5 and 7 for Newton. Line shot up the middle is going to get into center field, and you
almost made a great play right there.
Couldn't quite get the glove out, so now you're in a jam once again. You give up what should have been an out as that pop-up single, and then you got first and second, nobody down, and you're down 2 in the top of the 8th. Max Butenbach, he'll step in. He's 0 for 3.
Especially this late in the inning, you can't afford those mental errors.
Yeah, Butenbach walked and scored in the first. That's his only trip on base. And the breaking pitch, pretty good pitch, misses for ball 1. Pitcher also getting loose for the Monarchs. Breaking pitch down for ball 2. It's 2-0. Jaden Gustafson, Cooper Harris to follow for the Hutch Monarchs. Now a fake out to second by Yu Chun Yu. It appears that he's pitching with sleeves on. It makes me hot just watching him out there. It is a good fastball that time at the knees. It's 2-1. Still wasn't as warm as it can be for this time of June today, but still was warm and humid out there. You ready with the 2-1. And misses. I believe that was called low, so 3-1. First and second, nobody down, top of the 8th. 8-6 Monarchs. 3-1, and he pounded him on the inner part of the plate for strike 2.
Nice inside pitch right there.
Lefty, and brought it inside. If he would have tried to swing, get him in on the hands a little bit.
Yeah, trying to get him jammed, possibly.
Now, big payoff. And it's sliced, and it's going to get past the shortstop Lopez, who is over near the bag at second. Run coming home, throw to the plate. Great throw. He is, called safe.
What a great throw right there from Gable. And, wow, that was a really close call right there.
Taking third on the play from first was Edmondson when the throw came home, and I think they knocked the bag loose.
Tough outing right there. That was a really close play right there, but...
Well, and for the second time tonight, a fielder being over closer to second than shortstop has burned the Rebels. Yep. That time it burned him as Lopez was there, and earlier he had a shot right up the middle at the plate when you had the Hutch shortstop over for a pickoff, and it was hit right up the middle to Shelby, and he was right there to make the play, so it has not worked well tonight, as you'll give Butenbach the RBI single, and now it is a 9-6 lead. And runners are at the corners for Jaden Gustafson. 1 for 3. And you misses.
Ooh.
I'm not sure where. It's called ball 1.
Probably a little too high. I don't know. That one seemed like it was a sweet spot, but 1-0.
And a good slider. Strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Gustafson, a first inning 2-run double and a run scored. And he walked and scored in the 7th. So 4th inning the Monarchs have scored in is that fastball well outside for ball 2. Got 4 in the first, 1 in the 4th, 3 in the 7th after the Monarchs got it tied at 5. Or excuse me, the Rebels got it tied at 5. And so far 1 in this inning. Runner moving from first and fouled back.
Possible hit and run right there for the Monarchs.
So the count is 2-2 on Gustafson. And that's Butenbach at first. was moving on the last pitch. And the hard breaking pitch upstairs and a full count on Gustafson. Back-to-back batters have gone full. Butenbach got an RBI single on his full count pitch. Now Gustafson. The off pitch and a called strike 3 went back to the breaking pitch.
Great pitch right there from Jin Yu.
And he'll record his first strikeout and most importantly the first out here in the top half of the 8th. Again, that strikeout by Rebels pitcher sponsored by Mark Fox, your local J.P. Wygand realtor, focused on bringing you home. Now it's Cooper Harris 0 for 2 with a pair of walks. And he has scored once, and now no throw to second. As Butenbach takes second without a throw and takes the double play out of the equation. And a 1-0 count for Cooper Harris. He'll be followed by Jarrett Flaggart. And a check swing. And again, you see Lewis looking back. I'm going to have to go with low. 2 balls, no strikes.
Yeah, they tried to get an appeal, but tough call right there for the infield umpire.
He did go ahead and signal no swing. When the 2-0 misses high, 3 balls, no strikes.
It's very, very, very close and like tough calls right now for Chun Yu right now. It's a very unfortunate inning that's like brewing up right now.
Infield coming in, and that'll be, boy, strike zone shrinking a little bit more. And as a 4-pitch walk for Cooper Harris to load the bases. And now it'll be Jarrett Flaggart. He's got a pair of singles. He's 2 for 4. He drove in 2 runs on his first inning single. And he could do a lot of damage here with a base hit. Breaking pitch, low and away, ball 1. It's 9-6 Monarchs, top of the 8th.
Seems like all the energy has been sucked out of the building and on the field so far.
Ground ball in the hole at short, and they'll go to third and get an out there. Great job by Lopez. The run is going to score to make it 10-6, but he made sure of an out on what looked like everybody could be safe when it was hit in that shortstop hole. And a good job. He gets Butenbach at third on the force. Edmondson scores.
Yeah, like you said, great decision by Lopez. His body was only faced towards third base, and that's the only play you can make unless you want to try a Derek Jeter-esque throw to first. But obviously that's not the smart play right there. So
you get the fielder's choice RBI, and then stepping in, Hogan Shelby, a big swing and a miss, strike 1. He did the damage with his 1 hit. He's 1 for 4 in the 7th, had a 2-run double right down the left field line. That put the Monarchs back on top in this one. One good movement there. That actually tailed down and away from Shelby with the swing and a miss. It's 0-2. So 2 runs home in the inning. It's a 4-run lead once again for the Monarchs. 2-strike pitch. Did he go around?
Let's see where are they calling?
And yes,
Call him out.
he called that a swing, as I see the umpire waiting for the tag. So he does record a couple of strikeouts. But the Monarchs extend the lead. They get a couple of runs, and they do it on 3 hits and strand 2 runners. As this is our Charleston Insurance Company 8th inning. Charleston Insurance Company Incorporated. You can visit them at www.charlestoninsurance.com for your home, auto, and other insurance needs. So we'll take a quick break and be back for the Rebel half of the 8th. The Rebels trailing Hutch 10-6. This is Sluggin Rebels baseball.
www.carlsoninsurance.com for your home, auto, and other insurance needs. I want to thank our fine sponsors of the 2023 campaign. Without their support, college baseball would not be here in Newton. Thanks to the Colonel Tim Marlar family, Pizza Hut of Newton, Midway Motors, Bethel College, the John Oldham family, Arma Coatings of Wichita Incorporated, Sand Creek Summer Days Festival, Central National Bank, our wonderful founder, the Carl Hutchinson family, Ray Roofing, Carlson Insurance Company, Realty Connections, Smart Fox, your local safety whitening realtor, CRM Lawn Care, Bumper to Bumper and Newton, Curtis Seeds Diner, Freddy's Frozen Custard and Steak Burgers, Papa John's Pizza, The Bread Basket, Domino's Pizza, Norm's Captain Coffee Bar, and the Creative Center of Newton. Not too late to join our 2023 sponsorship team.
We have a pitching change in the bottom half of the 8th. But the roster I do not have a 20. So we're going to try to search for a number 20 for the Monarchs here and figure out the new pitcher. It's the top of the lineup for the Rebels. Che will lead off. And first pitch is well outside for ball 1. And there's a swing and a miss. 1 ball, 1 strike. And that'll be strike 2 to Asu Hache. Cole Taru is the new pitcher for the Hutch Monarchs. Uche so far is 0 for 3 with a walk and a run scored. There's a little chopper down to third. Bugner, quick throw over to first for out number 1. So I'll bring up the shortstop, Jordy Lopez. Lopez is 2 for 4. Both of his hits came in the middle innings. Infield single and a run scored in the 5th. First pitch swinging, fouls it out of play for strike 1. Then he had an infield RBI single in the 6th. As the Rebels single run in the 2nd and 5th innings, 3 in the 6th, 1 in the 7th. And a trail at currently 10-6. And a changeup. That one will miss down for ball 1. So it's the top of the lineup. Following Lopez will be Cole Myers. And Taru, fastball in there for strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And you feel like this is the moment to go. You're at the top of the lineup. Check swing again on like a changeup there from Taru. 2 balls, 2 strikes. So Cole Myers and hopefully Tate Lewis in the inning. And a good swing there to foul it off. Pitch low and away. Lopez able to stay with it. And through, like a lot of pitchers we've seen not using a windup.
Nice pitch right there. Wow.
Fastball paints the outside corner. And 2 up, 2 down for the Rebels here in the home half of the 8th. And it'll bring up Cole Myers. Myers pair of singles, and been hit by a pitch. Officially 2 for 3 on the ball game. And it looked like, again, changing speeds. Nicely done, strike one.
Looking outside.
And it came right back over the middle of the plate and fouled out a play by Myers. It's 0-2. So base is empty, 2 down. As Rebels now down to 4 outs to overcome a 4-run deficit. Just missing outside. It was a good 0-2 pitch with a fastball. Stayed just off the outer part of the plate to Myers. And again, went back and changed speeds, almost dropped it in there.
That looked pretty nice when it got into the catcher's glove, but it seemed probably a little too high.
But when it crossed the plate, it was still a little high. 2-2. Fastball misses, so Myers has worked the count full. Rebels right now just need base runners.
Seems like everything has gone to a screeching halt.
And went back to the changeup, missed low and away for ball 4. And through, it's his first strikeout in the inning and his first walk, which will get Tate Lewis to the plate. He's got a pair of walks, a single, and a sac fly RBI. So officially, I think that goes down as 1 for 1. Antonio Avila moves to the on-deck circle. That one pounded in on the inside corner, strike 1. Rebels have never led. They got it tied at the end of the 6th at 5, but immediately gave up the lead in the top of the 7th. So this takes high, 1 ball, 1 strike. They gave up 3 runs in that inning. And again, it was a couple of walks in the inning that did some damage. One. Fouled out of play, right side. It's 1-2.
Yeah, I mean, we're just looking to get something going. I mean, there's been a lot of people left on base, so even getting 1 run, it's going to help our momentum for the next inning or so.
And that was a pretty changeup. Settled it right in for strike 3 and froze Lewis in the box. So the Rebels in the inning get a 2-out walk for Cole Myers, and they leave him at first base. So we're through 8 complete. And it's 10-6 Monarchs. Again, the 8th inning brought to you by Charleston Insurance Company Incorporated. Visit www.charlestoninsurance.com for your home, auto, and other insurance needs. And it looks like we're going to see our 5th Rebel pitcher when we get to the top of the 9th.
It's going to be Mason Lee.
Mason Lee.
So with that, we'll just take a quick break and get you some stats on Mason Lee. Probably give you an update around the 2 other games that we're watching. So take a quick break and we'll be right back.
Top of the 9th inning, Mason Lee on for the Rebels, and a first pitch, a little slow roller by Bugner. Lee will field it and toss over to first.
Great inside pitch right there. Just got him really jammed up on that one, so great out to start.
Yeah, you need 3 up, 3 down. Lee has thrown 6 innings. He's given up a couple of earned runs, 5 strikeouts, no walks. As you see the top of the lineup, and Caleb Colton, and is 1 for 5 with a double, and he fouls this pitch out of play for strike 1. Again, all our pitching changes brought to you by Pizza Hut of Newton. No one out pizzas the Hut. Fastball sliced into left field. Nice piece of hitting by Cotton for his 2nd hit of the ball game and 14th hit for the Monarchs.
It's been a bit of hitting clinic for both teams, honestly. Rebels have 10 hits of their own. But, you know, those 4 hits cost us 4 runs, it seems like, so.
So that brings Blake Bradford. Bradford also with a pair of hits, as he takes strike 1 and then a little errant throw out to the middle of the field. Bradford with 1st and 8th inning singles. He also scored in those innings. Also had an RBI ground out coming in the 4th. He is 2 for 5. He misses high for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. And Avila, Martin, and Gable will be due up when the Rebels come to the plate in the home half of the 9th, needing to be at least 4 runs as a close play at first. Lee throwing over.
You definitely want Avila leading off, trying to get that starting momentum as the runner takes off, and it's going to be easily safe at second.
Yeah, good jump there by Cotton for the stolen base. And the swing and the miss for Bradford makes it a 1-2 count. Will Edmondson is due up to follow. Runner at second, 1 down in the top of the 9th. Lee a couple of checks a second.
Nice pitch right there. Wow.
He pulled the string on the either a changeup or the curveball, kind of that backdoor curve, and settled it in on the outside corner for out number 2. And now to the plate, Will Edmondson, who has yet to be retired by the Rebels. He's 4 for 4, 4 singles, a walk, and 3 runs scored. And he takes the breaking pitch down for ball 1. This was a Monarchs home game. He would probably be your leading candidate for player of the game for the Monarchs.
We're actually having some trouble figuring out who's going to be our player of the game. There's a lot of candidates.
Inside breaking pitch fouled out of play by Edmondson. 1 ball, 1 strike. Again, it looks like we'll go to the scoreboard here in just a little bit. Oh, and really with the breaking pitch got him to chase it. Edmondson right over top of it. 1 ball, 2 strikes. This shows the Twins and Aviators in the 10th. And I'm wondering if that is a final.
It's a final.
7-3. Twins win that game. And then changed speeds and got the swing and a miss. So Mason Lee able to get the job done in the top of the 9th. Does allow a hit and strands 1. So 1 chance left. As again, our strikeouts all season long. Brought to you by Mark Fox, your local JP Wygand realtor, focused on bringing you home. Last chance coming up for the Rebels. 10-6 as we head to the bottom of the 9th. This is Sluggin Rebels baseball. Antonio Avila leads off the home half of the ninth. Rebels needing 4 runs to extend the game. Avila 1 for 2, a pair of walks, a single, and a run scored. Boy, pulls one foul of third. Was guessing right on the pitch. Just pulled it a little bit foul. 1 ball and 1 strike. Boy, and then again, Thoreau changes speeds. The change up in there for strike 2. It's 1-2 count. And then time was called by somebody.
That was from the catcher. We have figured out Avila is actually going to be our player of the game. Unless something drastic happens, obviously, you know. But so far, as he looks at strike number 3.
Yeah, went
right there.
Yeah, it was another, looked like changeup. Thoreau's already recorded 3 strikeouts. And now it'll be Levi Martin, a pair of hits, a couple of singles. He's 2 for 4. Yeah, Great Bend now opening things up on the Cannons in the top of the 8th. They lead at 13-4. Fastball high, ball 1 to Martin. And to have a chance in the inning, you've got to get 3 runners on base somehow. That pitch is fouled off. It's a 1-1 count. As they have to retrieve the foul ball. So it's a 1. Titan Gable will follow.
Nice pitch right there. Wow.
Boy, Thoreau throws a nasty changeup. And it's a 1-2 on Martin.
Great closer the Monarchs chose today.
Went back to it, and that was just a, I'm kind of fooled. I got a swing at it with 2 strikes pitch there. And back-to-back strikeouts. And now up to Titan Gable, 1 for 4. He had a single and a run scored in the 6th. And a pop-up into shallow left field. It's a long run. It will fall in. And Gable will head to second. Butenbach couldn't get to it. And now Gable with the double.
I think they're going to count that. Yeah, I think they are going to count that as a double. So, that super double was sponsored by Midway Motors of Newton, your Chevrolet, GMC, and Buick dealer for every mile of life.
So you get one of those runners on base, and now it'll be Benji Cazares, 1 for 4, hit a monstrous 2-run homer in the 6th. He takes changeup inside, ball 1. Again, it was 4-0 after 1 and 4-1 after 2. And inside again, it's 2-0. And then 5-1 after 4, 5-2. And then after 6, it was 5-5, but it's been the Monarchs since then. Now fastball at the knees, a swing and a miss. That was, again, the pitch Cazares was hoping to force Thoreau to throw, and he threw it and got it by him.
Yep.
Gave it to him again, and a slow roller to short. Sidearm throw by Shelby to first. And that is going to do it. And it's just the 1 hit in the final inning, and that runner stranded. So the final 10-6, the Hutch Monarchs improved to 5-8 on the season, and the Rebels will fall to 5-8 and 3-8 in conference play. And we want you to stay tuned, as we will have your Bethel College Player of the Game coming up at Bethel College, where you graduate 100% life and work ready. Roll on, Threshers. And we will have Antonio Avila as our Bethel College Player of the Game. He'll get a $10 gift card from Sonic. So we'll have that and a little bit of a game wrap-up, and then get you the revised schedule. We've given it to you a couple times. We'll give it to you one more time in the post game. So we'll take a quick break, and we'll be back with Antonio Avila and our Bethel College Player of the Game and post game report as the Rebels fall to Hutch 10-6. You are watching Sluggin Rebels baseball. Well, welcome back to our Sluggin Rebels post-game report. It is 10-6. The Monarchs take the win tonight. We're going to have our Bethel College Player of the Game tonight. That is Antonio Avila. He is going to be a sophomore at Pima Community College. Antonio, congratulations on Player of the Game. I know you'd rather had a W to go with being Player of the Game, but congratulations on that. Is at your day at the plate. You ended up with a pair of walks and a single run scored. But first thing I got to ask you about is that little Willie Mays type catch out in center field, that one at the warning track. You just seemed to really, I thought that was going to be an extra bases for sure. It just seemed like you really tracked that ball really well the whole time, and it made it look pretty effortless. Did that seem the way it went down?
Yeah, I saw it off the bat. It was going towards the fence, and I knew I had to get there. And, kind of stuck my glove out. Kind of a basket catch, but I just looked it all the way in the glove and it was there. So
yeah, that was a fantastic catch. Talk about your day at the plate. You had the single in your first at bat, and then drew a couple of walks against different pitchers tonight. Did you feel like you were seeing the ball pretty well tonight?
Yeah, I've been working hard on my swing, to stay relaxed and see the ball better. And the first one was there, so I swung at it and I drew a couple walks and, just trying to get around the bases and score.
Talk about the team a little bit. It seems like the games we have seen at home, you guys tend to dig yourself a little bit of an early hole. The middle innings, you catch up. You won the other night after catching up. Then the Monarchs came back. What do you think will be the key to getting off to a little bit hotter starts in some of these games, maybe grabbing an early lead?
Yeah, we usually have 1 or 2 bad innings, and if we just erase those, work on those strikes, we kind of throw a lot to the backstop, which we're working on. If we eliminate those, I think we're going to be in every ball game.
Absolutely. Well, let's talk a little bit about, we like to learn more about you guys from Corrales, New Mexico, currently at Pima Community College. Tell us a little bit about growing up in Corrales, New Mexico.
Well, I grew up in Corrales in the Albuquerque area.
Okay.
So, I played a lot of different sports, and, I just kind of narrowed it down to baseball during college. I didn't play high school baseball. I ran track and played basketball at Cleveland High School. And, in the summer and fall, I would just do my baseball recruiting there. And, Pima gave me a shot, and so I took it.
So when were you playing? Was there a fall league you were able to play in? Or when were you playing if you weren't playing during the traditional spring season in high school?
Yeah, so I would play in the summer and the fall with travel teams. And that's all where I would do my recruiting and, try to get myself seen by colleges.
Okay, so what was your best, you say track and field, what were your events, what was your best event in track and field?
Oh, I was a hurtler.
A hurdler?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you run the multiple events in the hurdles?
Yeah, I did the high hurdles and the 300 hurdles, and we won 2 state championships at Cleveland, and so it was pretty good. It was pretty fun. It was good years over there.
Well, that's awesome. I got out to the state track meet here in Kansas for the first time. They do all classes in the same location. That was pretty fascinating, especially the hurdles. I'm amazed at the way you can run and not break stride to clear that. That's fantastic. Well, tell us about your freshman year at Pima.
I love it. I love Pima, and I love Coach Hawk. He's a great coach. It was a lot of ups and downs, I won't lie, but, all around fun, and we had a great year. We won our conference, went on to try to make it, win a region championship, where we just fell short, but, we had a really good year this year.
Okay, I love the JUCO game. I get to cover the Region 6, which is all the JUCOs here in Kansas each year. Do the TV side of that, so that it's fantastic baseball at the junior college level. So what's your goals here for the summer? Going into your second year at Pima, what was the thing that your coach or maybe you wanted to work on the most here in the summer?
So my coach, he told me I'm going to get a lot of innings on the mound, and I'm just really going to work on my pitching this year. That's the focus, and also my hitting. Everything really, just try to get a little better at everything. But I'd say pitching is kind of the main focus, if you will. Okay, on days you don't pitch at Pima, are you an everyday player? Do you DH? What do you do on non-pitching days? Well, last year at Pima I didn't pitch. Okay. So I would just play outfield, right field mostly. Right field mostly, yeah. Okay. And so the rest of the summer, now the schedule, we thought was going to be kind of light this weekend with a day off. Now you play 2 games. 2 7-inning games against Hutch tomorrow, and then the Batcats, who are right at the top of the conference, they come in on Sunday. Then you get Derby on Monday, so the grind continues. What's that going to be like for the next few days for you guys to try to grind out a couple of wins and yet kind of keep your legs under you as well? Yeah, it's a team game really, and we have a lot of guys that can pitch and hit, and we're all going to rely on each other and kind of motivate each other and be like, hey, got to get warmed up, we know it's a grind, but we're going to get through it, and we're going to help each other. All right. Well, congratulations on Player of the Game. When we give you got a $10 gift card there from Sonic. Everybody's been smiling when we've been handing that over with the hot weather. I'm sure you guys will enjoy it. It's a good Sonic here in Newton. But congratulations on that, and hopefully we'll get to do this again this summer. Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you. Antonio Avila, he is our Bethel College Player of the Game tonight for the Newton Sluggin Rebels. Let's take a look at a few of your final numbers tonight. For Hutch, they get 10 runs on 14 hits, 1 error, and 11 left. Tucker Timmerman went the first 4. He gave up just 1 run. The Sluggin Rebels did their damage against Camden Cornelius. He gave up 4 runs on 3 hits in 2 innings. 1 run given up by Noah Kelly in an inning, and Cole Thoreau
pretty strong in the last 2. He struck out 4 batters, and he did not allow a run and just 1 hit in his 2 innings pitched. And the Rebels tonight, 6 runs on 11 hits, 1 error. They also strand 11, so each team strands 11 batters tonight. Zach Gillig went 4, gave up 5 on 7 hits. Alex Gillig went 2 1/3, gave up 3 on 2 hits. Dominic Felix went 2/3, no runs. Yu Chun Yu went an inning and gave up 2 runs on the evening, and Mason Lee pitched a really good 9th inning. Did give up 1 hit, but struck out 2. So again, the schedule changed for the Sluggin Rebels. As we mentioned, tomorrow is now a doubleheader with Hutch to make up that game missed in the first game of the series. It's going to be starting at 6 o'clock. There are going to be 2 7-inning games here in Newton tomorrow. And the game that was missed earlier in the year against the Batcats, that's now a Sunday game this week. 9 innings, it'll start at 7, and then we're back on our normal schedule for Monday here. 9-inning game starting at 7 with the Derby Twins. So again, mark all those changes down on your schedule. That's going to turn out to be what looked like a light weekend, turns into 4 games coming up between Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Again, the Sluggin Rebels would like to take a minute to thank the 2023 partners and sponsors. Without your support, college baseball would not be here in Newton, Kansas. Thank you to the Colonel Tim Marler family, Pizza Hut of Newton, Midway Motors, Bethel College, the John Oldham family, Sand Creek Summer Days Festival, Central National Bank, the Carl Hodges family, Ray Roofing, Charleston Insurance Company, Realty Connections, Mark Fox, your local J.P. Wygan Realtor, CRM Lawn Care, Courtesy's Diner, Freddy's Frozen Custard and Steak Burgers, Bumper to Bumper of Newton, and the Bread Basket. It's not too late to join our 2023 sponsorship team. If you could help us out with an inning sponsor or any kind of sponsorship, please see our GM, Mark Carvalho, or email newtonrebelsbb@yahoo.com for more information. Also, a big special thank you to all of our host families in Newton and Wichita for opening their homes and hearts to these college ball players for the summer. Tonight's game has been a production of Sluggin Rebels Baseball. On behalf of the entire Sluggin Rebels staff, we thank you for watching tonight's game. Invite you back for a twin bill tomorrow starting at 6 o'clock on Saturday, June 24th, when your Sluggin Rebels will take on these same Hutchinson Monarchs. Again, game time for the first of 2 7-inning games tomorrow night will be 6 p.m. For Jared Oberlechner, this is Scott Hogan saying good night from Newton, Kansas, and God bless.